I am tuning in from South Florida. Weather is beautiful. It's been rainy here for the day, but we are back on track. It's 91 degrees and windy. It is beautiful out here. If you are visiting the United States, I would advise you to visit Florida. We'd love to host you to see what America looks like. If you want to do tourism, this is where you need to come and see what tourism is and how it works. Florida is your home for tourism. If you want to make money on your landscape, on your beaches, this is where you need to be. Today is the 28th of July, 2026. We want to say congratulations to all the folks from Grand Bassa County for putting up such a show. It is truly the land of hospitality. You know how to plan, you know how to set tables, you know how to treat people. You are just civilized. And we want to thank you. We want to thank the president for giving us the opportunity to host the July 26th celebration in Bezon, Grand Bassa County. We want to congratulate and say thank you to the new superintendent, Mr. Caillou Johnson. He has done an excellent job. Thank you very much. We want to say thanks to the police, to all of our friends. The event, the 3-4 days event went well. There were no accidents on our Bassa Highway. The highway is notorious for speeding and death. Nothing happened. Kudos to the planners. The plans were great and the execution was excellent. We want to thank the First United Methodist Church for hosting. Did a great job. We want to thank the deliverer of the message at the First United Methodist Church, Minister Paula, the spiritual advisor to the president of the great United States, Donald J. Trump. We want to thank all of our friends from Freedom FM, Truth FM, 96.1, for carrying us live all over the country. We want to thank Mr. Hassan, Honorable Hassan Ability, for investing in Truth FM, the leader of the CMC, giving us the opportunity to be heard all over the country, our parent company. We also want to extend our greetings and thanks and appreciation to Freedom FM for giving us their staff and the time to opine and give you the opportunity to tell us what is on your mind anytime. And as far as the callers are concerned, we are the only station platform that does that. We have no fear. You can call and say what you want to say as long as within the rules where you don't insult and you are not personal. You have the right to opine anytime. We will not block you. We will not cut you off. Just stay within the time limit and be considerate. This is your platform. This is your place. This is your home. Today, as soon as our station tune in from Freedom FM, we are going to go to the line because there's a lot happening. My interest in studying sociology on a graduate level, my concentration is inequality and social stratification. Inequality and social stratification. Special interest to me. I remember my first day in graduate school, the professor said if you were in school in the 70s and the 60s, they would have called you a Marxist because you are going to be talking about class. we are going to be talking about class inequality. When you hear social stratification, to stratify means to set things up according to stages. And Karl Marx in Das Kapital, his entire philosophy has always been about class. And he blames it on capitalism. This brings us to the topic today in Liberia, when the lady by the name of Mietta Famulé said that there are people that just do not belong in certain strata of society. As far as she is concerned, ignorantly, I must add, she said, God had endowed certain people with inalienable right to lead. And they are the ruling class. Anyone who stray out of line, if she had her way, I am not quoting her, should be castrated. Instead of celebrating our diversity, our oneness, she said the former President George Weah should remain in his lane to play football and dance. She said during her time of growing up, footballers, their children would not be allowed to play football sports. She says she doesn't blame George Weah, she blamed Ellen Johnson Sirleaf for lifting the hands of President George Weah, saying that they are the next generation, generational change. Not only that, but she says that President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf printed extra ballot to make President Weah's victory certain. When you ask Mietta Famulé talking about dancing, what is your contribution to Liberia? Dancing and singing. If Mrs. or Miss Famulé was brilliant enough to know history, you will know that in the United States, the South, where most of our folks came from, they said the black man's place is to entertain the elite class, the ruling class. So if Miss Famulé was brilliant enough and well cultured and a student of history, she would have known that singing kokoloko and dancing and entertaining politicians, ambassadors would have been demeaning in the South. If Mietta Famulé was in the South, she would have seen men and women dancing in blackface. She would have been seeing men and women dancing in blackface. The black people who sang and danced were entertainers and they were buffoons. Only if she could know her history, learn her history, she would have known that Amiata Famula, with her beautiful voice, would have been a performer in the United States. She would have been an entertainer to entertain the ruling class, the white elites. Miata Famula would have fit in very well in the South. Jim Crow, when the black man's place was to sing and dance for the elite. Miata Famula is a dancer and a singer. She would have been portrayed in blackface. But because she is arrogant, she doesn't understand history. Referring to the former president as a buka dancer. And then right after she made a derogatory remark, she went dancing and entertaining folks. And I'm looking at her and I'm saying to myself, Jesus Christ, this is why our nation is backward. We have no sense of history. Hence, we have no vision. And the Bible says where there's no vision, the people perish. This is why we are where we are. After 204 years, we do not have running water. We do not have utilities. We do not have the basic necessities of life. But yet and still, we are looking at each other and saying, you are less off. Your Congo man will say, you are less off. Instead of coming up with something tangible as to how we will move our nation forward. This is a woman who should be under investigation for embezzlement. $600,000 to put up a show for the inauguration. And the president passed out. There were people that passed out, and people died from heat, starvation, and lack of water. She has not given a dime or an inch of a report, or the report as to how our taxpayer dollar was used up to today's day. But yes, she had the audacity and the meditating gall to say the weirds of the world should not be in the ruling class, that his presidency was a disaster and in fact a mistake because he doesn't belong. This is why I, as a graduate student, my interest was in social stratification, inequality and social stratification. This is what I studied. This is my line of work. And that's why I understood exactly what she was talking. When we talk about inequality and social stratification, the reason the likes of Miata Famula dresses, I will talk about flamboyantly, is to add on to her body what she doesn't have. When she walks, she wants to be seen. But today we are going to delve into social stratification, inequality and social stratification, and the devastating impact it has on society. We will discuss it in the academic term and in the mundane term. Let me welcome Honorable Pee-wee. Honorable Pee-wee, welcome to the show. This is a special show because your name is Pee-wee. Your name is not Tubman. Your name is not Talbot. But in fact, when we are classifying the name Tubman, Talbot, the formulas are not among that name. So these are people that have been given some proximity to power, and they have taken on the mantle of the folks would say the house Negro thinks he's more powerful than the field Negro. This formula is not a Tubman, a formula is not a Talbot, a formula is not a Gibson, a formula is not a Benson. You are formula, and you are telling a weird that he does not belong. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Probably she's taking the angle from her mother's side. Of course, maybe that bloodstream, that stupid concept they carried before, But it's quite unfortunate. We ought to respect our former leaders, and I think she have debased her status as a respectable element in the country. And ever since I lost respect for her, my respect for her evaporated ever since. I thought she's a disgrace to the culture of the country. She should be projecting positively the culture of the republic to come out and outrightly disrespect a former president. She and her brother got this, what I would refer to as the George Weah derangement syndrome. She and her brother carry that. They've been taking that for a very long time. Her brother, even with all of what he boasts of to be intellectually powerful, he done nothing for Liberia. Absolutely nothing. Both of them, nothing he done for the country. He's currently live in Ghana. Probably he will lecture at the Legon University or other universities in Ghana. He's never contributed towards the intellectual, towards the growing intellectual class in the Republic of Liberia, and he will always come and attack. In recent history, he came to the attack during Alaji Komant, late Professor Komant. I think there was some memorable thing they had for him. He left this current issue that's unfolding in the country, mismanagement. He didn't go there, but he went for Samuel Twe and Mr. Weah at the time. So the both of them, she and her Gion brother, they got this George Weah derangement syndrome. So for me, it's not an issue. But to come and say the legacy of presidency, I think that was also a disrespect to the office of the former president. Also, the president said he did not handpick George Weah to be the crown prince or the crown president of the country. That is totally misleading. This mischaracterization of the reality here. There was a democratically elected elections that were held, rather, and there's an open contestation when Mr. Weah participated in the democracy that he eventually got elected as the president of the republic. So to come out and say those things, probably she was trying to find time to entertain those her audience at the time, and that she needed to use a very high profile and a respected character in that part of the world also, because Mr. Weah is highly respected in Ghana. I'm told the interview was conducted in Ghana. So wanting to imagine when she spoke of Mr. Taylor, in that, I mean, there's an issue here, it's a trend. If you follow the trend here, is her brother. And most of what she said, I hope, and you see, the whole thing that's unfolding in the country is not about, if someone were to speak against the former CDC president, the former, or the CDC, if you will, let me put it that way, and then those that are in the government, maybe they don't understand if the person is there wrong on from the premise, they will move to support. Most of them, they ignorantly, in a kind of dogmatic way, endorsing what she said, without even understanding the facts and most of what she said. And that is a quite unfortunate situation. She and her brother have always been against Mr. Taylor and Mr. Weah. So you wouldn't expect Madam Miata Formula to say anything. I would have thought that she would talk about her brother's stewardship when he served as National Security Advisor, when a lot of terrible things unfolded, right? I would have thought she would have spoken about her involvement into pillaging almost $1 million during the past inauguration. I thought she would have discussed that. And the journalist himself is not someone that's a detailed type of person that read and love to push her on that. I don't know if they didn't play that aspect of it. To tell her, oh, how you need corruption? Can you talk to us about that? I didn't yet say caution, if you will. And I would have thought as journalists should be very observant and detailed. Every serious journalist should be observant and detailed. Detail means you have all of your facts in place to research sufficiently. And whenever you're conducting an interview of any permanent individual, celebrity, or politician, you have the opportunity to grill the person, if not grill, but to ask the person, you probe the person in a detailed manner. You have to be very, very much in the capacity to probe as a journalist is very critical and important. But she didn't say that, Mr. Guinness. So, I was not really angry or taken aback about her statement, right? But another thing is that the respect toward the former president of the republic. I thought his time at the country was a disaster and all those things, and that is quite unfortunate. And she's been rude to the former leader of the country. I thought folks should call her to the point and say nothing. She's ever since Miata family, but the only achievement there's her mother properties. Nothing she's achieved in Liberia. Nothing. All of that. She, her big brother, only the mother's property. They rely on nothing she achieved. And the reason why she even got the kind of education she got it at the benefit of the taxpayers. Her father benefited from the system. They had to send them to school. When the same people that look down on today, when she went to school, the best boarding school in London and other area, when her brother went to Freetown, at the time, the British school and all those things. It was because the former senior was one of our ambassadors out, and they were the privileged people at the time that was linked to the past government of Liberia. So listen, if people that got the means at the time to transform Liberia, they didn't transform Liberia. They're this and other things. They only say we did this in the struggle. I want to do our 18. I wanted this now, Sonny. From this giant intellectual, he's never contributed anything meaningful towards the upliftment of the intellectual class in the Republic of Liberia. But I see people that are moved about him to say this. I'm not carried away by those things. We ought to be very mindful as to the way folks are coming in for Miata family to come and seem to come disparaging, demeaning thing about the former president. That is very, very disrespectful. But what she did now to prove to us, she debased her status as a respectable element that we ought to know. That is quite unfortunate. The debased manner she spoke in, an unacceptable manner she spoke in, we only sit and rely and say, okay, yes, Miata family is one of them. No, come on. We ought to come and say here that leaders should be respected, and this is not about the politics of the country. If you hit someone, don't bring the personal kind of a syndrome you have about the person in terms of always coming down on this kind of issue. I thought her statements was reckless, was callous, and I believe that those that would sit and it was a time where she came up with some statement again. I think that sometime in 2013, at December, I had a press conference. Oh, a lot of people came around saying things again. For me, I always now respected her because I believe that she's not a credible kind of a person, and she does my respect for her ever since evaporated. What she said is total nonsense, and we should not sit here and even give it any iota of reasoning in terms of wasting our time on those kind of. We'll discuss it because she said nonsense about the former president, and we ought to condemn her outrightly on that.
Excellent. Let me welcome Junkies Murray. Junkies Murray, welcome to the show.
Yeah, good evening to everyone.
You sound better today.
I'm grateful.
Clear.
I'm grateful. Okay, good evening to you, Mr. Gibman, Dr. P. Barry, Sylvester Peewee, Abraham Toure. Good evening to you guys and our many followers that are listening via the radio and via our Facebook platform and our YouTube channel. I want to say welcome. This is the closing argument, and we are here on Freedom FM 87.9. And like Mr. Gilman said, my name is Junkies Morris, and we are here again to elect you on happenings in country. So, Mr. Gilman, before I send it back to you, I think I can just quickly weigh in. I would say buttressing Sylvester Peewee. The posture from Madam Miata family is just a posture that I would describe coming from a leftist. And like he said, Sylvester Peewee said that they had always been weophobic. The entire family, I would say, they've been weophobic, and even including former President Taylor. And all of these advocacies they've proffered, and all of these vociferous arguments that have come from their uncle, meaning the families, have just been, I would say, empty, condescending posture against leaders that have contributed to the country. Because if Madam Miata family will want to speak on national issues, especially addressing the former president in such a demeaning and condescending manner, then we will go back to the inauguration of Mr. Joe Parker as president of this country. She headed the transitional team. She was in charge of pecunium. She was in charge of monies being allotted for activities to be carried out smoothly for the success of the inauguration. That particular process was marred with frustration, rampant corruption, and wrongful administrative proceedings in terms of how she led the process. So, if this madam who was unable to provide better leadership and good administrative advice for there to be management over resources that came from taxpayer, is coming out now to speak in such a disrespectful manner, I think it is only proving that the formulas are vindicating our debate over the years that they've been we are phobic. So I want to say to her, as somebody that some Liberians respect because of her talent, I think it will be good she understand the issue of reciprocity, respect, pay respect. You do not speak to the former president in such a manner. In fact, if you want to attribute former President Selly's contribution to the victory of former President Weah, then I don't know what you are saying, because you were once upon a time in bed with former President Ellen Johnson politically. So all of these things, I just think that it is the same thing we continue to cry on here, hate and hate, and because of hating one another, lack of respect, and we don't want to show love. This is why we see all of these happening. Because if we had love and respect for one another, it would be impossible for Jerome Gayman or Junkies Morris to collude and to conspire against the state with such an espionage against young people who are supposed to birth this country for prosperity. If we had love, we wouldn't have agreed to take a $10,000, a 10,000 United States dollars for billions of dollars illegal substances, to include fentanyl, methamphetamine, and all of those substances that are illegal and that are tantamount to destroying whole society, to allow them to transit through Liberia. It is the same lack of love, lack of respect, and just talking, and not contributing. They say they are intellectuals. They went to school. How did they go to school? Did their parents have farms here where they were doing businesses? Did they have stores that they were selling and making profit to send them to school? No. They benefited from taxpayers' money and to be where they are today, to get the knowledge that they have, for which they look down on people. So it is good that Madam Miata Famule sits supinely and have some sense of atonement in making statements, especially against national leaders, because they've, like you said, they've done nothing here. They only talk. Almost all of the chaos that erupted in this country, her brother, Dr. Famule, had been involved allegedly. In fact, he was accused publicly at the TRC by Mr. Joe Wally that he was involved with planning and plotting how to come and unseat legally and constitutionally instituted government. He was an insurgent. He was a renegade outside the forming government and committing treason against the state. So that they survived through these excesses does not mean that we are forgotten. We still remember that they've contributed nothing, and all they do is to instigate chaos and just make the place ungovernable. Back to you for control.
Thank you very much. Let me say thank you and welcome to D3 Radio. Is relaying this show from Sino County Electoral District number 3. We want to welcome all of our brothers and sisters in Sino County. Welcome. Let me welcome Dr. Henry Peabody. Dr. Henry Peabody, you and I grew up in Grand Bassa County. And our elders have always said you have to respect your elders, you got to respect your leaders. That's how it is because they say God, they say the scripture said the government is upon the shoulders of our leaders. It is divine. So when someone becomes your leader, you can't say you cut in the line. I was in line. I was ambassador's daughter. I should have been president. And a guy from Gibraltar came and cut in front of me and became president. We don't do that. This is tantamount to being ungrateful to the Almighty God. You're welcome, Dr. Peabody.
Good to see everybody on this Tuesday edition. Good to see everybody, and welcome again to the closing argument. Happy Tuesday. But let me say here that Miata family statement was very despicable. It was very rude for an old woman like her. You know, very disrespectful. You know, and I think she's just looking for help or looking for favor. But the Liberian people know that she couldn't even be trusted at the inception of the Joe Barker party. She could not even be trusted with money that was given to her to relate to other people. So how can a woman who's irresponsible, untrustworthy, greed for money, even criticize the former president of the Republic of Liberia? She's no use. She's an embarrassment to the Liberty Party. I mean, the Unity Party. You know, because all she does, she tries to make those statements to gain favor from President Barker and go there, but just handing a few thousands of dollars for inauguration. She stole it all up, ran away. It was embarrassing to her. She went away for some time and came back and making those kind of reckless, irresponsible statement. I think I don't think the president should even pay attention. The former president should even pay attention to that. Why would you feel if somebody was making those kind of statements about President Barker? President Barker's son is involved. I mean, they have been alleged that his son is involved in the drug trafficking. I mean, the information we gather from Front Page Africa newspaper that his son is involved. Why, if somebody is calling the president's son a drug dealer, what would she say? I think she should be focusing on how a disgrace it has become to our country with the drugs that going on and how the drugs enter Liberia and all of that. But I think her statement was very reckless, irresponsible, and a very useless statement.
Thank you. Let me welcome Ibrahim Toure, my brother Toure, my colleague, Mr. Toure. Welcome to the show. I think usually the Liberian people say you are a leader. It is incumbent upon us to bring our people together. In fact, the message from Grand Bassa from Buchanan this week, when she listened to President Joseph Boakai message, it was all about uniting our folks, putting our pieces together, and moving forward together as a people. Let us unite. Let us do all we can to move this country forward. And then the next day, not the next day, the same day while he was delivering our message, Miasa is on the other side condemning former two presidents. She says, former President Ellen Johnson said he had enough ballots to make extra ballots to make President Weah president. Unbelievable accusations. Mr. Toure.
Yeah, hello, you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes, sorry, I was a little distracted. I want to say thanks to everybody here for today. And before I go further, I always hear you guys claiming Bassa. If you can't speak Bassa, don't claim Ashanti, okay? So let me just say that right now.
You're seeing trouble? You're seeing trouble? People, let me put you on people out of this man. I can't look for fire. You can't look for fire.
But the best way to start your fire was to start with Bassa Justice.
Yeah, right.
But you see what people are there, they make it always do it. Yeah, who did they say the Bassa boat?
You do what? You know how I was speaking Bassa before?
Okay, listen. There you go. Listen, I will call my boy where he need Fadiga, right? He said, my name is Yuji Fadiga. He said, I'm a pastor boy. Nothing you can do about it. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead with the Touré.
So to Pee Wee's point, Mombasa would pull and say poor man.
I think we'll speak it tonight, but we'll call you.
In the other one though.
Tonight,
Let's speak butter tonight. You think you speak butter?
I'm a Portino Black. Go ahead.
So the man justify his inclusion.
He got us. He got us. Go ahead, Chief. You got us.
But yeah, thanks everybody. I really appreciate coming on again. I hope to do it every time once I can, and we all can. The fact that we all can sit here for once and disagree with Metas Famule, to be honest, I think the further we discuss this will give it more relevance, right? I am one of the now. There are certain things she says, and again, we have or sometimes we have reason or convenience. I one person who don't support. I didn't like the President Salif. I didn't like President Taylor. I would never like them because I feel like they are the ones, like you said in her statement, that destroy generations, like 3 generations. And I agree. Taylor was not bringing NGOs to Liberia. He was bringing war. She knew about it. She just backed up because that's what some women do. They don't take accountability, right? Unfortunately, she was part of the percentage of women who don't take accountability. So for the fact that we're sitting here trying to discuss, and the sad thing is, I really wish I could, I really wish I could just like make it look good for her to say, oh, you know what, maybe this is what she was saying, because I still respect her. I respect this woman. I admire her contribution, individual contribution. Regardless what you do or you don't do, President Joshua is the most achieved individual Liberian ever existed in the history of our country. Not only that, he managed to ascend to the level of the presidency. Listen, disrespecting anybody who served at that position. Listen, anybody who served at the level of presidency, you are no longer talking to them, you are talking to that seat. So every iota of disrespect you have for that person, it should be limited. It should not reach to the extent of the seat. I've not been a fan of any politician in Liberia personally when it comes to the presidency. But her going on shore and discussing and disrespecting him, I think it was disrespectful. She did not just only disrespect Liberia. I mean, just Rhea. She disrespected Liberia at before. Sitting on an interview with a person who is not Liberian and being sentimental of the sentimental feelings you have, or pretty much experience you have, or value you have with the people of Ghana because your father was a best friend to the president, and you speaking towards that, you should have limits. They said the who much is given, much is required. So for me to sit here and listen to a woman who I admire so much, she's Meta Famula, is Josh Weir, is what's her name? Fatu Geflo, Zach and Jiba. These people who have helped in one way, in shape, of the form, to put Liberia out there. I respect them. It was so disheartening to come here and listen yesterday, about, but to be honest, what her name? The former first lady, what her name, Michelle Obama, she said, money does not what change you, it just exposes who you are. Age doesn't necessarily change you. It exposes who you are. Train up the child in a way that he will grow. When he's old, he's not going to depart from it. Meta sat right there and told you about how she was disobedient, even to her parents. That I think her father didn't want her to do, and she was doing it. As a matter of fact, she was smoking, weed. She tasted it. She was a little bit on her personal life, a little being flirtatious with certain people here and there, and so on and so forth. Yes, I respect her because she's older than me. She old enough to be my grandmother, my mother. But I really wish she would sit back in her closet and say, you know what? I think I went overboard. And because of the respect I have for all women in my life and my parents and people, I would not go any further. If that was a guy saying that, and maybe my crowd, I probably would have been a little more, granular in how I express my dissatisfaction. But I think the fact that we all agree that nobody here will come and say, "Oh, she was okay." What she said is not justifiable. I think we have better things to talk about than discussing a Meta Famula who cannot prove nothing besides her personal achievement that she's done to uplift Liberia. a woman who was surrounded by corruption, mismanagement of public funds, for planning like the Liberia's program for culture, and a lot of controversies and so on and so forth. Is that the woman we want to sit here today and give maybe 2-3 hours of our time to talk about? I respect you, Madam Famula. If you ever came across it, I love you, but I think you went overboard, and that's just my contribution towards that.
Thank you, guys. We're going to discuss the first part of the show for the next 10 minutes. Then we're going to go to the line for 1 hour, and then we'll go on to part two. Welcome, Mr. Nambi. Here we are. The vices that you and I fought all of our lives, for some reason, is like a demon. It just never dies. It just come out. This woman is taking on 3 presidents in one swap: Charles Taylor, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and President Weir. And she says President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf had extra ballot, the ability to print extra ballot to make President Weir president. I mean, the audacity to say something like that.
And I think her brother was security advisor to Ellen, if I'm not mistaken. But look, it's good to be with you all. There's just so many things that are wrong with what she did and said. Some of the things have been addressed, by Junkie and her condescension condescending comments to former presidents. Look, it is the presidency. It's not the individual. You have to respect the office of the presidency, no matter who that person is. Once they have ascended to the presidency, you got to give them due deference. I think she fell on that, and I don't know, so much anger, and I don't know this woman, but I knew her from a distance. She happens to be the brother of one of the sister of one of the progressive brothers from the LPP camp, of Dr. Family. And I really thought that.
The NSA don't carry the data. No data ran out. Robert Gagwa, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be joining you guys. It's great to be back in the States, following the conversation. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes, we got about 8 minutes to go here on this topic. Then we'll go to the line because Freedom FM got an hour with us. But yes, when we are talking about bringing our country together, bringing the people together, then you have people like this that will come in and I don't know whether it was planned as a distraction, but it brings back those traumatic days in Liberia that brought this country to where it is. When we were hearing, because of those kinds of attitudes, do you know who I am? These are the attitudes that brought our country to its knees. And we thought we had passed it. Then all of a sudden, we are right back to square one.
Is it my turn or?
Yes, you are Robert Gagwa the last time I checked.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's unfortunate. I think a lot of folks have spoken on this issue. It's very unfortunate. But one thing I would like us to really highlight, and since we have both radio stations on, is for Liberians who were told that they were nobody. For Liberians for a very long time who were called native country, in a very condescending way that didn't take offense to it, because we've always been the original of the country, right? Those folks who came to settle in Liberia, they met our people in Liberia, right? But like you said, we're in 2026. For her to make that comment, disregarding her own personal story, is what baffles me the most. This is a woman who, with all of the massive opportunities provided her by her family, she went to boarding school in the UK, left that and went to Sierra Leone to finish secondary school. And then they sent her to Kenya, where she was supposed to go and enroll in a junior college in Kenya. But what did she do? She abandoned the education in Kenya to return to Monrovia to become a DJ. And ultimately, her passion for art and entertainment made her a very powerful voice as far as being a singer in and around Africa. And you would think that for a person who, with all of the opportunities given her, chose a path because of talent and passion, you would think that she will have some level of appreciation for people who may not have had the kind of opportunities that she had to excel academically or intellectually, right? But also use their God-given talent to become global icon. And that's what George Weah did. But this is not about George Weah. It's about those Liberians who are who they are today because of hard work, because their family, their mother, their father so market, or how many times they sent them to school. It's because they were able to seize opportunities that they never had. This is what this is about. And to hear her condescendingly and disrespectfully talk down on someone like that, I think was unfortunate. But here is the question. I don't judge people based on who they are. I judge people based on competency. When competence really matter, and we looked at the recent role that she had as the chairman of the inaugural committee, how did that event turn out? We talk about all this competence, right? We talk about all this qualification. We talk about this social standing, this social class that she thinks, we does not belong. So the presidency does not belong to him. But when she was given the opportunity to lead something, it became a national disaster and an international embarrassment. So to enter Miata and the rest who think like her, those days when a few group of Liberians controlled the narrative of our country, and felt like they had all of the solutions for our country, those days are gone. We are in 2026, where there are diverse group of Liberians from different background, different last names. They're not part of the elite group of people, but they have their own minds. They have spaces. They have platform, and they're educated. They don't need you to tell their story. People will push back. And I thought she was just disrespectful and condescending. And that's a comment that does not have any place in today's Liberia. Thank you.
Great. Let me welcome Honorable Chief Tomalin George Nyiwlo, the real Bassa way I'm pronouncing it. I will say this until I go to my grave. I was an underprivileged child, and I walked into the office of Mrs. Louise York. She and Dr. G. Franklin Holt told me, Mr. Gaiman, Jerome, we are sending you to America. The AME Church is going to sponsor you. We have chosen you, and you will go to school. And I couldn't believe it because these people had their own children that they could send. But they chose me. And I didn't let them down. That is a group of elite people who, when they claim, they lift other people with them. And then when I came to the United States, I saw the United Negro motto. They said, lift as you climb. Louis York, Dr. G. Franklin Holt, these people, they had all the opportunity to give these scholarship to their children, but they decided to lift some of us up while they were climbing. Miata family cannot tell me. She have never told anybody who she lifted along the way. Welcome, Tomalin George. It's a very interesting topic.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Gaiman. It's good to welcome everybody, our viewers and fans in Radio Land and wherever you're watching. Look, I don't know what's the problem with the formulas against President Weah, because I remember vividly in 2004 when we started the formation of the CDC, the formula attacked President Weah. At the time, he was Ambassador Weah. He called him a soccer dolt, and I remember Twe at that time was chairman of the CDC USA. He and Twe went after him. We responded to him and went back and forth. And I think after that exchange, he backed off. And then recently again at a program honoring the late Nkrumah, Haji Nkrumah, and the attack was he get an attack on the CDC again, and so forth, call them rascals and so forth. But look, I know I got to know the formula. The formula was in Nigeria. We spent a lot of time together at the formula with the ECOWAS ambassador, Abbas Bondo, at the ECOWAS secretariat there, and I got to understand the whole progressive other stuff movement. But back to Meta formula, what she did, her comment, she stole the show from Boyka and the National Orator. We should be discussing Boyka's independence message and the National Orator's message, but instead, her attack against the three former presidents have taken over the whole social media. And I think she was wronged. You want to talk about the politics? That's a different ball game. I know she supports President Boyka, so you can. I expect her to praise government his tenure against compared to Boyka because she supported Boyka. So politics is different. But to go personal with the man and say talk about the man can't read 500-page stuff, even the interviewer told us that's a damning indictment on the former president. She had no remorse, But I think so far, like Brother Ture said, I think from what the reaction, she has been dealt a blow, a lot of blows. She came her way. I heard this evening that she told somebody that she's gonna come back stronger. She's gonna come back. I don't think she want to take that path, go down that road because it will bring a lot of stuff out. So I hope whoever advising her, who are talking to her, they can tell her to just quit it, because it's one thing she failed to know is that regardless of how you take him to be, George Weah is international icon. He's internationally known. He has fans. He has supporters. That people that love him, who cherish him, who whether even if he do wrong, they will still find a way to defend him. So that's somebody who is well loved, and he don't even have to respond to you. His supporters will respond. His fans will respond, and I think they are dealt with her. My only thing is that I see some people from the Unity Party, they have been trying to push back, writing all kind of stuff, and say, "Oh yeah, what she said is true. It's true." But what they fail to know is that Madame Fambouleh, she was accused of embezzling inaugural funds. Since then, she backed off and she went into exile. Now she's trying to make her way back, and I bet you, I won't be surprised if tomorrow, President Boyka appointed on one of the boards, give her a job. I won't be surprised. Perhaps it's a way to come back. And she came back. Why should I use that interview to talk about the issue of the drug issue that in the country? She should have talked about the issue. That should have been the important part of the interview. To say, look, we are concerned about the issue of the drugs in the country instead of going personal. And Manasali said, I don't think I responded, but I think Manasali, I'm sure she'll respond to it, but somebody said she already responded. I haven't heard her respond yet. I need to follow up. But that was just below the belt. You can attack him on the politics, everything, but to go personal with him and try to denigrate him, I think it was wrong, because the man has not attacked you, has not done nothing to you guys. You can say, well, you can criticize his administration. That's politics. But to go to the point where you go personal with him and try to denigrate him and bring him down, and you expect his supporters or fans or his partisans to just sit and allow it to happen, no, they'll respond, and that day I responded. So, Mr. Gamer, I think she has been dealt sufficiently, and I just pray that she will just find something else to do instead of say she's going to reach you. She's going to come back stronger again. It's wrong, But there are something about the formulas against President Weah and sedition. They have been attacking them for a long time. Since 2004, I can recall. They continue to do it. And so I don't know, but she supported a president. He's in office now. And I mean, I don't know what she should be highlighting his achievements so far. But instead, she's there to attack three former presidents. I think it's a form of distraction, perhaps. They want for us to talk about the drugs. We'll talk about it still. We'll continue to talk about the drugs, and we'll demand answers from the government. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. As promised, it's 6:05. We're going to go to Freedom FM so we can have a few calls. This time we're going to have a whole hour of call. Junkies is going to manage the big show. They give you 5 minutes.
I mean, they
Maybe
give me
3.
1 hour call. That's a lot, though.
Yeah, that's too much. We just gonna sit there for
That's
1
a lot
hour while
to
the
go.
calls?
But
I thought he said, "But you're joking." I thought you made a mistake.
no, but listen, Pee Wee.
That's too much.
Listen,
Yeah,
guys.
Let's do at least.
Let's do
Okay,
at
but
least 15, 20 minutes. At least 15,
Nah,
20
this 20 minutes that
minutes.
we finish the station with the discussion.
listen, guys. I'm a student. I work for the platform. This morning we got a message from management that the first segment of the show should go to call in so the people can get involved. I got a message. It was written. That was message sent to all of us.
The method was the first
But
segment.
listen what you said. You said the first segment we shouldn't talk.
That every oversight.
Uh,
1 hour
Yeah, 1 hour.
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes. Yeah, 15, 20 minute max,
Pee-wee,
man.
Pee-wee,
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
First national message. I mean, you just because callers can call to give the show the flavor, right?
Right.
At least normally before most of the 2 hours program they give 15 minutes of callers to call. And then they get, I mean, 15, 20 minutes will be okay.
We'll do 30 minutes, guys.
No, man, 15, 20 minutes is a
A
given,
minute
man.
per call.
They're giving are you in your hand now?
Yeah, man, 1 minute per call. That's almost 15 calls. 15, 20 minutes is a given.
That's what give me 30 minutes. I beg you.
Robert, what show have you ever been on that they do 1 minute show? 1 minute
No, I
call?
said the other shows do even 15 seconds. That's what
30 seconds, yeah. Oh, when it
Yeah.
says that, have 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're doing 1 minute. But that's
Okay, guys.
at least 15,
Okay.
20 minutes.
Okay.
But we're
Honorable,
gonna say that and be waiting for 1 hour for people to be calling in.
Honorable Peabody, Pee Wee, and I'm just doing what the boss man say.
They're giving 1 hour call. I said, Jesus.
Okay, so we'll do 30 minutes. We'll do the last 30 minutes. So we will take.
I'll call you minutes. Show sick.
Yeah.
Okay,
But you still doing
guys.
30 minutes, 15, 20. Let's do 20 minutes, man.
Okay, guys, we will take the last. Don't worry about it. I'm just going. Listen, I'm a management guy, but my boss man tells
No,
me.
you're right.
That's what I'm doing. Okay.
boss man
No,
said-
just
the boss man said oversight.
maybe I interpreted it
Yeah, the
wrong.
boss man oversight. That's fine. Let's
You gotta go back to
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Nicole before I hope the turn on here era.
Okay. On language, you didn't land, and then the NSA intercepted your call.
Yeah, the storm is coming here. That's quite true. My internet looking
I know you
stable.
guys see my weather here too. That's good on the side.
Yeah, but look, and let me thank all of the previous speakers. They have said mostly what I wanted to say. I can understand also
Guys, we
Thomas.
get that feedback. Can we all mute?
I can understand.
That's
Chief
from you,
Thomas, indignation. But I'm just in addition to everything else that has been said, I'm just really shocked that this lady coming from the family that she does, her dad very, very active, her brother, and even the mother, Mary Brownell, for her to still be maintaining this class divide in Liberia, talking about Ellen Johnson brought him into the political space, the political class. That is really, I was shocked. And I'm really glad that she's getting all of the feedback that she's getting. Just the audacity to make in this day and age. She is so out of touch. I was shocked. I mean, so many of my friends who themselves belong to the Congo class, most of them are just as appalled. So I just wanted to add my voice because I am sure somebody would tag her or she will watch some of these. The feedback that she's getting, she needs to really, she's too far behind. She needs to come along. We have moved on. That kind of talk really is very upsetting. I've never listened to her more than 2-3 minutes, sound bites, but I had to go back and listen to some of what she said. I was really kind of disappointed. Just like everybody said, she put in the presidency down in the way she did. And then she's still maintaining this Congo country divide. Are you kidding me? In this day and age. So I want to thank you all for adding your voices to this. And I just really hope she's getting the feedback. I've read a lot of things. I've read 2 comments that seem to be supporting her. One, I'm on Goodrich, I believe, and one of my friend,
Yeah, I think
one
his
with
connection is
That
bad.
guy from New York, I forget it. Goodrich, forget it.
right, Goodrich. So
We can say.
right, I didn't rouse my connection, but I'll pass it back
No,
to
we're
you,
good now. We're
Jeremy.
back. We can hear you now.
Yeah. Thank you. I just wanted to say I agree with everybody. In addition to that, I just wanted to express my disgust that in this day and age, this woman is still maintaining a class system. Who brought them into this class? I mean, come on, man.
But Mr. Number, isn't the person that you currently support? Is he not a farmer? So if Ellen Johnson Sirleaf unleashed the footballer on us, instead of him being democratically elected, which he was, then who unleashed the farmer Joseph Boycott on us, right? You see,
Right.
this conduct
She has to be one of the people who also unleashed Joseph Boycott on us, because she supported the rescue mission. And she forget that the rescue mission, the driver of the rescue mission is of the same ilk as George Weah. These are country native children. You all heard the story of Boycott walking from Moravia to Zaza. He and Jerome, they used to walk to go to school together.
Well, he left me behind. Honorable Pee-wee, this thing is so funny when this is a family, right? A native boy married a Brunel, okay? So in America here, they had a law, they say 1 drop. If you get 1 drop black in you, whether your skin can be as white as anything else, you are black. Same thing in Liberia. If you get 1 blood of native, you are native. So what made Brunel, what made Miss Family think that she is so much up there that the Weahs of the world, the Taylors of the world, they should be nowhere near leadership in Liberia?
Oh yes, absolutely. And they have the perceived notion that her father was transformed from a native boy because he became ambassador. So there's a perceived issue there. And I had there was a time she was on the late Mamadi Jakite show. I said, "Oh," she said, I didn't. So I just disagree with her that day on the show. She went, "You will not disagree." And that man even told her, I said, "But you don't curse the man. The man express this. You expressing the man express. No, I hate him." And the same thing I said. She got a perceived mind that her father is a Congo person. He's part of the Congo hegemony, right? Because and listen, sometimes it's a difficult thing for us to face, and that's why I said that ran her office. And I say she her better. I know that my brother the whole day now. That 2x4 quit time Congo she went woo all over the place. Do you have anything? Yeah. My point was I want to push something up.
You should have asked us, Sylvester, what is your recent success?
Nothing, bravo. She will show you nothing. And that's why I was enraged when I heard trying to codecently come down on the former president, say he wouldn't understand a 530-page budget and all those things. There's no precedent in the world. Manasadi didn't read a 530-page something. The president of the United States wouldn't go through the voluminous, almost how many trillion budget we have. And that's the reason why those people that you appoint, madam, let me say this to you. You may consider us the country boys, but at least our parents went to the market, water side, other thing, and they managed to send us to school. The point is that the presidency is an institution. It got exonerates. And the Minister of Finance is the responsibility. And that's why the president appoint these people to help execute that portion, that function of governance. They will come and say to the president will ask some question, but he don't have to read 500. Even your brother that is known to be one of the intellectual giants in the country wouldn't read all those things and the rest of that. And that's one of the things I said time to time. The way Liberia gave to you, if you gotta give them back to the country. You benefited from the largesse of the system. Your brother have never, ever exercised one level of impacting knowledge back in any of the higher institution of learning in Liberia. You always come and say this in bracket about this, about all those things. Never, ever. She was talking about Mr. Charles Taylor. Did you know that your brother himself went to Libya? Why didn't you say that your little brother went to Libya? He formed part of the destabilization of Liberia. No, Mr. Dimon, for me, and as our brother said, I don't want to waste time. I just wanted to spark some of these things that she said. That kind of a derangement syndrome she has about the man is not only her, even her brother. A brother will always get involved into this kind of thing. And the man was the former president. He said, the man is this, the man was a disaster. Do you know what disaster is? If his presidency was a disaster, you would have had a governance process that you saw the transitional period that you eat from there, and this, and it was a disaster. You were part of the transitional team that even didn't manage almost how many million, almost $1 million. You had a system in place for something to be a disaster. I mean, it's just quite unfortunate that we'll come here and be saying that, but we'll go back to say the caller will make their impact. But I thought she's a national embarrassment to us. She didn't impact nothing successful to the country. She said probably the day she was taking most of the we may have impacted her now. Things she's doing and the rest of that. Those things got a way to impact people. So I wouldn't hold responsible because
she smoked a lot of that stuff in New York.
Yeah, she was taking we allowed and other things. She was a disobedient child and other things. So the consequence of the we and other things may have depleted some of her thinking faculty and the rest of that. So she would want to come now and be the frustration and to be descending on the former president the way she did. It's quite unfortunate. And listen, my respect for her has evaporated ever since. I will not disrespect her, but I don't have no respect for her moving forward.
Especially as a musical star.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Dr. Peabody is somebody who made her living exclusively on singing and dancing.
Yeah.
Then she said, President, we asked you to be this
But
because
woman left college. The woman left college to become a
yeah.
DJ.
Yeah, then she said, President, we are led dancing. I mean, Dr.
Somebody
Peabody,
just sent me a message, Mr. Gilman. Somebody is watching from Holland who used to live with them. The person sent me the message and asked me not to mention the name, but she said, Mr. Peabody, this woman, they have never liked people who play soccer and stuff like that. They have. She said I stayed with them during the war. Even when Puangpa came, I was living with them, and they almost killed her when they left. But she said that she hated. They always looked down on other people. They never respected them. So even when one time Joe Nambwe went to visit her, and they told her they would never go upstairs. They would never even go upstairs to the house and stuff like that. She always hated them and always thought they were better than other people and treated people differently. And that's the kind of person, a weed smoker, drug addict, and that's the kind of person who insulting other people here.
But and Dr. Peabody, thanks for that. It's just part of being stuck in the past I was talking about. Those were the days, at least those people. But look, now today you got doctors at least. Some of these people are lawyers. They're very educated people. I heard her making a comparison to Kanu of Nigeria and all of that. Yeah, back in the day, the athletes, footballers, most of them didn't go too far because they had to practice all day practically. But now it's not like that. Most of the athletes, some of them, they're career people. Some of them they play, and then when they retire, they go into their real career. Some of these people after the football or soccer or basketball, whatever it is, some of them they go to lead very professional lives. There are a lot of them around we can point to. So I think she's still stuck in the past.
But before we go to the radio, though, Mr. Nambwe, I think the point here is very simple. For me, it's baffling that for a woman, again, there's nothing wrong with being a DJ. There are a lot of successful DJs, entertainers across this globe. There's nothing wrong with being a musician, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with being a footballer. Some of the footballers are richer than many of us would ever imagine. They are multi-millionaires. And
see
even
what
after
to the World Cup. Just look what happened to the World Cup.
Exactly. And even after looking, President Weah's son is 10 times richer than the families will ever be. He's a footballer, right? And so what I'm saying is, for a woman who had passion for entertainment to the point where she would not take the opportunities that people on the street people like myself. My father was called a native boy, but he never took offense to that. But if you saw my father open his mouth today and talk, you wouldn't even think that he was from Cherrytown, Grand Bassa County. These are people who worked. They worked hard, and they instilled that in us. the essence of hard work. That's why when we go to Liberia today, even though we left the country as kids, when we go to Liberia today, we never forget where we come from. To talk down and look down on people, especially when you took advantage of their art. You left school to become a DJ. Nothing wrong with that. You pursue a musical career. Nothing wrong with that. George Weah used similar art and talent and became a global icon and more successful than you would ever imagine. And you talk down on him as if someone has to be stuck being footballer. She had no idea she would become a social activist. It wasn't during her musical career. She did that after the fact. She went to a school in New York and obtained a degree in music and drama. She's not this intellectual class that she presents herself to be. She's someone who comes from a big name family in Liberia, who are given everything by the very Liberian, the poor Liberian people, and took advantage of that. But does that give you the right to talk down on someone who took the very same art and talent to become a global icon? Come on, man. We should not entertain this kind of mess. We should not do that. I know a lot of successful Liberians who never had the opportunity that Miss Miata had. They are more successful than her today. Stop. Let's stop this kind of divisive statements and remarks. I think every Liberian, regardless of your political affiliation, should be appalled by this, should condemn this, because this is very divisive, especially when we just had a July 26th celebration where people of different political background, religious, ethnic, whatever, came together to put the country first. We should not be having statements like that said in 2026. It's wrong and it's outrageous.
And I think I would just add this before you go. My grandma always told me never bite the hand that feeds you. If you sit here and denigrate President Sirleaf pretty much because of whatever little low rival they have going on or may have going on, but it's the same president that gave her the biggest platform of her whole career when she took her to Oslo to perform. President Sirleaf gave her that platform. That's the biggest platform she ever had to perform. She was not just performing to like a concert; she was performing to world leaders, people who because of President Sirleaf's status at the time in Africa, they were glued to that. Absolutely. It's the same President Sirleaf now. You're sitting here to come and say all this stuff about. Second to that, Mata Famula is like a who nigga. Sorry for my bad word. A who guy who left the who got successful when and bought a house in the white neighborhood. And now his who brothers no longer I'm the only black man here in the neighborhood. That's how she sounds like. Oh, who brought him in? You are fumbler. You're not a Jones. You're not a Morris. A person like Jenkins Morris can say that. I'm not gonna argue. But you're not a Jones. You're not a Collins. You're not a Roberts. You are fumbler. The last
even Junkie Murray is that Murray, not that kind of other Murray.
But the point is, right? There's nothing quote unquote.
Junkie is a country boy. I know he's proud to be a country boy.
Right. But my point is, one is it mistaking James for a Congo quote unquote?
You're right. Absolutely.
But, right, you don't have that within you, right? So you're like a guy who from the hood got successful, bought a house in the white neighborhood. I'm the only black person living there. Who brought him in? Metaphor, who brought you in? You have survived this life because of privilege, and because there has been a long standing of inaccountability in Liberian government. When Liberian government officials, most of them get government positions, they use the same money, acquire properties that sometimes they don't get it right way. That's how you manage to brag up whatever house my brother P was talking about now. That's how you manage to brag about that. There's nothing to show that cultural heritage or history does not show anything that the VAR ever occupied that land. It was most of the Bassa people, going down to the Basigias and stuff like that. From there straight to the Marshall and maybe the Loma people, the Gil people in the Plonka area. So when people have misstepped, they have forgot what it should be, and that's what I always told my friends who are entertainers and athletes. Try as much as possible to devote yourself from politics if you're an entertainer, because there's a thin line on getting on the wrong side of the wrong person, on the wrong people. And to be honest, I'm telling you, like my brother Judge Timothy Judge said, she may be playing to come back. The little bit of respect that some of us still have for you, please, Madam Family, just take as a grain of salt. Take as a learning curve. You spoke too much. It's sad that a young people advising you for your age. You spoke too much. you did too much. It's okay. Take this as a learning curve, and please do not come back. Either stay quiet, or you come back here, you'll get the same resistance times 4. That's what I got to say.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please do us a favor, share this show. It was so funny. Can you imagine sitting on a platform with a journalist, and you say, "Will you have given your country to where the other guy is a Kanu, Abede Pele? Will you have given your country to people like Abede Pele?" Can you imagine insulting another country? You in the country, you in Ghana. And then you insulting Abede Pele and say will you give your country to a man like Abede Pele? Look, I mean, this is what I'm saying. The person was smart enough.
Yeah, but Mr. Gamer, quickly, and that's the constitution of many countries across the world. And that's why the constitution is blind to those things. The constitution says that if, and you see, and some educated people can be stupid in saying certain things. The constitution of every country will say to you, they got basic funding. One of the major things, the constitution of this most powerful country in America, it says that to be president and vice president, you will be a natural born citizen of this country. It's one.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way in the American Constitution that I see that you should be a BSc holder or you cannot play football, or you shouldn't play this and you shouldn't play that. There's no way. The emphasis is on the issue of you being born in this country. The same with the Liberian Constitution. The only difference, one of the things I've seen that you may have lived in the country 10 years prior to the time, you might have an incumbent property of 25,000, which is 25,000 and a natural born citizen of the Republic of Liberia. It didn't say you should be a musician, you should be a football player, you can be a comedian like Zelensky today. He's president. He came as a comedian. So the presidency is not limited to, I mean, I don't know why we, the educated people sometimes would say something, and those that would not, mother would start asking the question, say, but the only woman I want to school thinking they win now, why I want her to do? I didn't go to school. The woman said, because the Korowale, that's what they would say, the Constitution, Korowale. It says that they are just the basic benchmark they have there. But the other formula saying that, oh, when you football player, you can be president. The Constitution does not say that to us, unfortunately.
Well,
quickly, right?
Yes.
Most successful politics is a gig. Politics is not a career. Most of the people who come to politics, they have other jobs that they do. Like George Weah, he's an athlete. He comes into politics, that's his gig, that's his second career. So I hate to break the news so hard, but there is no career politician. Talking about this, politics is not an exclusive reserve for anybody. I think you really got the whole thing upside down. I'm really shocked.
And Mr. Number, quickly, I'm not going to the cause. The career politician, them that got buried, they all failed. the career, and it's never going to say the career politician like her brother miserably failed in the Liberian political landscape.
You're right, B. You're right.
Miserably failed.
Well, listen,
what were we saying?
I want to say this on behalf
the current president of Brazil is a Shushan boy.
Yeah.
Shushan boy.
Zelensky for Ukraine is a
comedian.
That type of country.
The current president of this country, the current president of the country, could be rest on it. Also, reality
TV show. Yes.
Comment. But
wait, you don't play that back again. You see what?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. We had to be now today making treat for me. For me, it's a good leader. For me, I like Trump, right? I like him as a decisive leader.
You will not say again. You will not.
What did we say?
Mr. Gamer said something.
When you say the current president is an actor, is a comedian, he says he's a calm man. Are you
that's a lie. I didn't say, you didn't hear me well.
The Republican will recall you.
Listen, I let say Gagabi say he just text in our comment section. He said breaking news. The Anti-Miata family has promised to launch more RPG this weekend.
Hello?
John,
when you get high, what else you think I'm doing?
She stole the show for the 26th.
Totola stole the show.
Everybody on her. And one thing I want to see is somebody told me this, Mr. Gimen. the national orator, they said nobody talking about him
No,
because the man talk about history. The man
I didn't even know that RPG she loved, but go ahead, as a I don't get time for
he didn't criticize the government.
eh.
We got some feedback. I know.
Yeah,
Somebody has set the
The
record.
junkies, the junkies.
It's Mr. Jerome. It's Jerome here, please.
No, it's not me, the junkies. I know.
Junkies?
No,
It's you, Mr. Jerome.
Look,
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do.
Junkie, are you?
you see, it was Mr. Gibby.
Oh, okay. But if I'm like, then I would do because he hosting got to be on so all the time. So
The Florida lightning is firing heavy. So
you see, but ladies and gentlemen, we'll go to that. I wanna apologize for the real Congo people because those that brought us up, they never talked down on people like that. It is the people who want to be Congo people that they can talk like that
the
because
front team.
He said, the other people in the Oma, so a girl living, one girl living, one the girl when the girl say, so the girl looking sad that day. The girl walked to us. She said, "What happened?" The man, that Uncle Joe, he just keep on talking something about my Bahan. So you look at he say something about your Ifro.
Junkie, let's go to the line.
So I line there, but listen, the Congo country team will just stop it.
Sure.
Yeah, we just stop it. It won't push the
We-
country
we-
nowhere.
we-
But Sylvester,
long
there's no
since.
real Congo and country thing because right now, you go to
We-
Liberia, people look at your nice car, your nice home, the way you dress, the way you talk, your education, your bank account, you're automatically considered Congo.
Yeah,
We
I don't
need
think-
That's what
but
happened.
we shouldn't. Raul, my point is that it should not be a center of a debate here.
Yeah, the
Exactly.
class system.
The class system doesn't do us no good. We're all Liberians.
Center of a debate.
Okay, guys, let's everybody mute and let Junkie go to the line. Junkie, so we can do this.
So, ladies and gentlemen, our listeners in Radio Land, this is the closing argument. I think somebody needs to mute because I was getting feedback.
That's you, Junkie. That's your line.
No, it was Dr. Peabody. Yeah, so this is the closing argument, and we are here on Freedom FM 87.9. You can call us.
People want this rubbish, eh?
You can call us on those numbers on 0776 104 104, 0776 104 104, 086 500 104, 086 500 104. Call us and you will be live on the program, The Closing Argument, and we are here on Freedom FM 87.9. Our diaspora callers can call us on +231 86 500 104, +231 86 500 104. We are live here on Freedom FM 87.9 and also on Truth FM 96.1 and all our sisterly radio we have been simulcast on. My name is Junkies Morris. We have our first caller online one. This call, your name and where are you joining us from? Oh, that caller slip. So, Mr. Gimmer, while we are with calls.
Excellent, guys. July, I have to give it to the.
Yeah, so this caller online too. Hello, your name and where are you joining us from?
Hello.
Welcome.
I've been listening to the topic tonight on Freedom. I tell you, thank you, and I said I want to start. I'll not forget it. Thank you very much. Quickly, to go to the topic, what the lady said, it will not be surprised to us that it will comment support. Because if you get winning the print of Grand Bassa County, from the president down, they said they did it. Watch the video between Fonati Kofa and then Joseph Waka. Watch the video from Joseph Waka to his VP. From VP to the speaker. He had to work on Fonati Kofa by making him shame in public. I thought the president speak on togetherness by breaking the country together. But he said, he just why with Joseph Waka, my uncle and my brother, just look how he said, when come the phone and speak up from the Kofa. some were not there, but we saw their videos. The machine.
Okay.
So I didn't breaking up together in this country. So for what it later said, they said they in support of that. So I came thinking and at the rest of now my name is Cedric Mingus and I come from.
Okay. Okay, thank you there. We'll leave you and go back to line 1 and take this call. Hello, your name and where are you joining us from? Yeah, Mabenu, go ahead from West Point.
Yeah. The job in the area to please but I want people on that song because they particularly come around like the people.
No, Mabenu.
Yeah.
What we are discussing tonight is the statement from Madam Miata Famule. She said,
that woman will speak only this morning. That woman has swear woman. The mom come to woman and I found woman. You know, correct.
now Congo woman, a far woman.
Yeah, if I stop, because not getting good facility in a particular government. You're not going to be pressure. And still up to now, no judge.
Okay.
They will not know what to do. I will say I know my lesson in the hospital. They make it 2.2 million. You go over there to go celebrate. You go over and I say, God, break God. When you are breaking God, when we have break God, today the head they say go up. They break God to for hospital for security. You finish it. You go and grant you a break God for hospital. You go on inside, break God, you do up. You know what? Break God, we say, you go break God from Minnesota to you got break to work person and passing on,
okay.
You don't want to talk about it, and we'll talk, we'll speak, and we'll see to a woman to what I would be the space. And say, with the devil in the person, but the devil fighting you. You will live with it. Thank you, Papa.
Thank you, Mabenu. We'll make sure the drug Benu will know who bring it. The next caller. Welcome, Victoria Bar. This is the closing argument.
Thank you very much. Thank you to our brother in the U.S. Let us tell our personal. We are thank you. Thank you, and we pray for the convention. Everything we want to see our president. And thank you very much. No, joking, Murray. Mama, taking that. The thing that they do, next time you can do. They divide the country, the boss, the thing, yes, the one that we use, that we fought one another. They thought that everyone will continue. The only people that are picking, the empower beside us, no, they can make a big power. But the other family, when your people listen to me, I will tell you, from the 29, before in 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, President will be elected, and you will be passing over through the border to cross border and go up and go back Africa for that part of the world. We will never put your part in power again. And that when they are done that, you can divide the country, they'll fit to yourself from America, who tell you the only person in power is straightforward, but that one made mistake because you are not talk about the country, that was you the country, but then know your power will divide the country. For come to the man, okay, push it out because you are right there with one, you think that the country for you, and you can move one partner, for come to the man, all you will disappear in the country, we will get out of the country, and bring our native Europa. Thank you very much.
The closing argument, Freedom FM 87.9, our WhatsApp line +231 86 500 104 +231 86 500 104. This caller back on line 1, your name and where are you joining the closing argument from?
Yeah, the caller, Martha calling from Mama Point.
Go ahead, we are listening.
Yeah, it's good now that the government is confused at all. The government is absolutely confused.
Okay, the government is confused. That's all you call to say. Okay, we'll leave you there and go to this caller here on line 4. Hello, your name and where are you joining us from?
I'm Amos D. calling from Broadway.
Welcome.
Yeah, the other formula I think is wrong. It's not a good one. I think I confirm it.
On the other side too, we should also condemn statements that will come from that will denigrate or condescend on other leaders. They're on the platform, don't always denigrate President Boga too. Why again, especially Mr. Gilman, don't use all kind of adjective, negative adjective on him. He's a disaster to the presidency. You know what? This guy, God, I mean, you got to condemn it. So when it should be across the board. It should not be for one person.
Thank you for your call. Thank you for your call. We'll leave it there and take this caller who is on line 1. Your name and where are you joining the closing argument from?
Yeah, this is Jimmy Flomo. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Go ahead. We are listening here.
Yeah, I think this show is not balanced. The first thing I would say is not balanced. Because if you have a full men panelists or women and men panelists, everybody's one side. So then what's the need of a show?
You say hello? Okay, that caller slipped out. Your name and where are you joining us from, this caller? Hello?
Hello?
Welcome to the closing argument.
Mr. Duncan, how are you? Rabo Pakoya calling for 17th Street, Bangalore Avenue.
Go manning me, Rabo.
Myself, go manning me, I'm manning my business.
Now go ahead quickly. No time, 30 seconds.
How are you to my people here in Morocco? I just want to see that the color that is showing up balance. All your children, you got balance. You better go to the car, re-roll it. Let me go back to letter formula. You know, my brother, the kind of orientation that we want
they get by and want to show them.
This is the woman that in local money today, Joseph Boga, I want to and send her to be very easy for investigation today. This is a woman that been there from the time she went to all the Google school. Today, she is not married. You take passing around, you take calling on me to Miata. So I will take the kind of person serious. Not married. You should marry, you should have status. One of status in this country. You don't have status. You're just a noise maker. One of the noise. Thank you very much.
We'll leave you there and go to line 2. Hello, your name and where are you joining the closing argument from? Welcome, Beatrice Williams. This is the closing argument. Go ahead. This is not people. Go ahead. The panelists are listening. Our listening audience.
My ever men in the U.S. and we say, how do you Johnson?
Welcome.
Let God bless the show. This show I know it will not go to the dream. It will go all the way and we see for it now. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. So the topic, I want to ask the entire family. The way she's looking at Rose, I want really ask her what she did with the money that they gave her for the inauguration. What she did with the money. But I wouldn't judge me as she wouldn't judge me. But she knows what happened to her on Facebook. She knows the great her on Facebook. And we continue to drag her on Facebook. Once you continue with Georgia, you continue with every one of us. Once you continue with Georgia, any other person, it can be whosoever, you won't mind your business. You put your mouth on your president. They put a bring in Georgia. You and put your mouth on Georgia. You will get up to continue with. We will drag you from your head to your toes. We will embarrass you, and you will never be the same. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. That God continue to bless you. Don't give I was very wanted to hear your voice. And thank God, thank you. You are back. And I want to say to the U.S. team, don't please hold my son food. Don't give for it. I beg you. You will and you will go your food. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, ma'am. Beatrice Williams, advocating there for her Plibo brother. This caller on line 3. Welcome to the platform.
Yeah, my name is April from my place.
Go ahead.
I listen to the guys, and the guys, you guys spoke well. Thank you for the show and everything. But my disappointment is you guys say that, then you say what we should not do, the other people doing it too. Other callers should not come and cause other people. But let it just cause somebody. And at the same thing we're talking about. So how can we change now?
Yeah, but listen now. Are you listening? Hello, are you listening?
I'm listening.
You can think and act for yourself. You can think and act for others. So will you be considerate?
Show because you say that.
Yeah, we are doing that here. So thank you for your call. We'll leave you there and go back to line 1 since there's no time. This caller on line 1, your name and where are you joining us from?
Emmanuel Tugba joining from Sano County.
Welcome. The Southeast is in the house.
For Sano County, yeah. The issue on the discussion of commonly then the weed, the smoke, you know, it react on your attitude, your behavior. When you're indoors, you smoke weed, you could not be indoor. And when you smart, you smoke weed, you be a smarter person. So that's reaction back to them. You see, with the native people, we are just ignorant people. They made in this country to tell them that this is us. And now the so-called Congo and the so-called for the cell Liberian.
Okay, we'll leave it there and go to this call. Your name and where are you joining us from?
John G. Murphy, from what calling from Montserrat County.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, our statement was very unfortunate. Today I listened to a young man insulting our lady. I was so disappointed in your statement. So those people are arrogant and thinking themselves to be Congo people. We all are families.
Oh yes, that caller slip. I think he was pushed out by the many calls that are just busting the lines. So we will go back to line 1. Your name and where are you joining us from?
Hello.
Welcome.
Yeah, my name is Jiva.
Hey, bro, kindly speak up. Stop sleeping on us. Yeah, 15 seconds. Quickly.
Yeah, it's only, I don't know that one. I'm doing well doing to Joga in Latvia. I know what or more on Joga. But she know see about the trust in the country or something else in the country. Or that more on Joga when she tell Joga that every Latvian almost the whole region is embarrassing.
Okay, if she touch George Weah, she embarrassing all citizens. This call, I think this should be the general. Mansisi, welcome to the platform.
Thank you, my son, Jockey Mommy. To Mr. Gamet in the diaspora, similar jobs, all of people that have this diaspora has to go. Look, let me say thank you to all of you, Jockey, thank you so very much. This is thanks to Kofa also that do the platform and our people here to lighten our mind. Let people that stumble at this. For me, I won't even listen to them. Because she has no say in our politics. Someone is opinion. She shoot our money doing inauguration. That was not preaching, but that's why you politics again. That was not preaching. The politics is only men today. We get money. We talk about black people before. They did it right. They use the money. Always ground. Always the people on the other. It was nobody. It was in the fun. We need black people. We take over people today. Get it done to family. In the new vibe. When you look at any customer that any name we have to cut to this and that. We have
Her line is bad.
Thank you. We leave you there and go to this call. Hello, your name and where are you joining us from? Good evening. West Point, Namo Menk here. Go ahead.
My brother, it's so surprising in our country. Today, we are talking about almost $5 billion plus worth of narcotic substance that entered this country on a water administration. While we are talking that,
Miata family, I mean, a very single woman in the republic, decided to, I mean, win a tax on one of Liberia's finest sons, His Excellency, former President George Nana Konada. And in fact, it's funny, you know, with his administration being disastrous for the country. For me, if you refer to George Weah, that was in office as president, who raised, I mean, tuition to all public universities throughout the republic. I'm talking about the 15th sub-political nation. George Weah, who followed his administration, who ordered Samuel Twain, that the government of Liberia will be responsible for passing for all public high schools, including private high schools in this republic. We know that that administrative decision that he took as president was disastrous to the family. And Nyata took was that she said to the people of this country, look at, I mean, the 14 military hospitals that was built on Weah administration less than 2 years. I know that it was disastrous to the family. Not in the republic. So they dedicated 81-kilometer road in Lofa. And that particular road was initiated almost to 100% completion before the CDC administration went out of power. I know that it's disastrous to the family. Not in the republic. And what we have done, not in Nigeria. I mean, the Ejebero Hospital, not in Riverside. My brother, as the list go on in the republic, in case of developmental initiatives that were initiated by His Excellency George Nana Weah. So they look at the high school that they built in Ibero County, of which that the president, President Bwakana, who is about to delegate any of these projects, he don't mention of the former president. Of the former president, when the first bit of the Japan South, which is the Somalia draft, the former Somalia draft, when we are going to do the delegation, he makes reference to
Quickly, 3 more seconds. No time.
So, my brother, to say this, it's so disastrous in our republic. For women and Miata family to be speaking and refer to the developmental-oriented former president, His Excellency George Mane Konada and the administration of disaster in this republic. See all of those developments that we have initiated. See, on today, they're bringing over $500 million worth of drugs.
Okay.
Destroying the whole country. I mean, surrounding the country to the drug cartel. But this administration, I'm calling for the opposition. Don't take the issue of this drug lightly. Thank you.
Thank you. That was the voice of Rachel Blamo, West Point, Namo Me as a wanted care. This caller back on line 1. Welcome. The closing argument.
Yeah, how are you, junkies? I want the line sleep.
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, as I was saying, I said that woman has no moral, man, because she lost her conscience. You want to you escape from school to go attend to go do cultural things, cultural music and things that you want to put them up on somebody who is reputable in the world. Oh,
okay.
What's going on?
Okay, so we'll leave you there.
Yeah, I will not go money yet, and she left. She went. Then I get away. Is she coming back? That's the same thing.
Yeah, some people, you know, the mathematics and physics can be easy, so they can just swap. Hello, you listening?
Yeah, go ahead.
I said some people, the mathematics, physics, and things, it can be easy, so they can just swap to call it short.
I'm telling you, you know what that distraction I will more because at the independence day celebration in Ghana, the issue when all the top, but because she wanted to sway our mind to discuss all issues that why she brought that topic, because this woman here, brother, their brother to the city 2005. When the later come have calling Comrie, he said, no, you're not my Comrie, I'm going to get the money you. It was where the former president George said no. The president said I was scared for one novices in they took her as a front to them. It is true. Today, Joseph Bagawu served as vice president for 12 years. He's a novice to the presidency. He doesn't even know what's going on. He's not even in control. Look at what when the
Okay, we'll leave you there. We'll leave you there with the Ellen Cochran's story. Yeah, this call, you are our second to the last caller. Your name and where are you joining us from? Go ahead, Buchanan.
I think this is the other family who used to sing on ERBC radio, on ERTV those days. And the same the other family who get the inaugural money. But let me pray for hosting tonight, everybody. I beg you. Father God, I deliver this day into your hands because of sinful nature who is corrupt. Our corrupt attitude forgive for sins, for us to talk against a sinless person, a person who is moving around the world, the former president, and she is insulting him. She's a lady. Don't allow people to talk. She must be going around herself. She must not be a new iron lady among men. She must stop insulting men, Father God. Deliver the woman. Take away the thing that is sinful. That wants to bring problem into this country here. Like what happened into the presidency in that law? No here, no tear, drugs there all over, causing embarrassment for our country internationally. Father God, take away the evil from the woman. In Jesus' mighty name,
Amen.
Yo, you gotta end the call. That's the last call, man.
Amen. I think that's how we call it a night.
Oh, that guy got me laughing like.
That's funny, man.
The man had a very powerful prayer for Madam family.
Well, thank you very much. You didn't ask for offering.
He didn't ask for offering.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is 6:58. It's about time for Junkies to leave us. We'll see him tomorrow. But Junkie, farewell to your show. Do your closing.
Yeah, and so it was nice being here today. And I want to say to every one of you, kudos for the good work you are doing on behalf of country. I think posterity. Yeah, like I said, I want to say kudos for what you are doing for our country. It is appreciable. In my mind, history will judge every one of you kindly. And to our many listeners and followers, keep following the closing argument. And we are here anchoring on Freedom FM 87.9, Monday to Friday, 9 to 11 o'clock. We are also simulcast on other platforms around the country to include Truth FM 96.1. My name is Junkies Morris, and I will be here on tomorrow. But Mr. Gilman and Dr. Peabody, Sylvester Peewee, Ibrahim Toure, Mr. Gangwa, and Siton, Honorable Josh, I want to close by saying this country have endued, in my mind, every reasonable judging mind will understand that we all need to rally around our one nation and move it forward. There's no need that we keep on hauling and pulling with this class system because it are not benefited anything that can be counted. So bringing it all in my mind at this point is void ab initio because there is nothing to show for that. All we need to do is to rally around our one country and build a consensus of development and prosperity so that the generation coming will inherit milk and honey as Liberia is supposed to be. Thank you, and God bless every one of you. Hope to be here on tomorrow. Junkies Morris, the closing argument, Freedom FM 87.
Junkies, how was the 26th though? How was the 26th with your family, and how did the contribution generated made that better for your family? Because it's important. And people have been asking, did you guys, when you guys able to collect the money on time to go out there and do some stuff with the
Sure. I think that question is based on accountability and transparency. Since we are offering that on this platform, we were well taken care of by the platform. The closing argument is appreciable, like I said, and we will always be available to make sure we do the Liberian people's work. And to you guys, your contribution was immaculate. In my mind, it was timely and very essential for the family to smile. So thank you there, and hope to see you on tomorrow.
Thank you.
Amen.
Amen. The Reverend was praying, my man.
Before you go, let me send a shout out to my son. He's watching me. Snacky, man. Bugger Johnny Bass. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you, son. Shout out. Keep watching the closing argument. Love you.
Okay, so good night to my colleagues there. And that was the closing argument here on Freedom FM 87.9. Bye-bye from my end.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We are the only platform that will open our line, and you can even pray. Gentlemen, let everybody mute. There you go. You can even pray. Listen. This is your platform. You can pray in Bassa, in Kra, in English, in Congo, in Famula. It doesn't matter. If a prayer is a prayer, we will take any prayer. Everybody can use a prayer. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are discussing this particular topic because we have all worked very hard to bring all of us together. And we don't want something like that to come and divide us. The president said it, the orator, we don't even know what he said because of something like this. Let us continue to gel. Let's continue to come together as one and move our country forward. That's all we ask, and I think we can do so. But let's go to the next topic. We have beat this one. The CDC USA convention. It is becoming another theatric. Every time you turn around, we thought that this thing was getting ready to go and everything else, and now we are hearing whether it is somebody that infiltrated the organization, whether this is a legitimate consent. Let me start with the chief himself. Tourmaline, if this is true, we have problem. What is it, Houston? We got problem.
Mr. Gaiman, I'm trying to call the CDC USA the interim chairman. So you go on. I will come back.
Okay, great. Let me go to Dr. Peabody. Dr. Peabody, while we are trying to substantiate some of the things that we are reading, I think the CDC, if it's true, we got some work to do. They need to look at the internal control. They need to look at the internal security, whether someone is trying to infiltrate the organization to do harm to them. I think this should have been a very great weekend for them coming up, where they will come together, discuss issues, and now this.
Again, I think that's propaganda. I don't know, but they Unity Party are very good at this, where they just come up with propaganda and just try to destroy the drug story and destroy Meta Family stuff. But I think it's a propaganda. So I think it's something to get the fact from the chairman. But in my belief, my gut feelings tell me that's propaganda. And Unity Party is very good at those things.
Well, yeah, like I'm saying, this is what we are saying. Those of us that have been in this thing for a long time knows that basically like on your wedding day, the opposition will come and steal your wedding cake. So you just look bad. Basically, that's what according to what Dr. Peabody is saying, or Robert Guy, what he is saying here is this thing could be propaganda. They're trying to maybe make people stay away from the convention. But then it may backfire. People say, let me just go there and see what really happened there. It bring more people to the table. So it's a double-edged sword.
Listen, I was in London recently over the weekend with my brother Sickle. And just based off what I know, the president is the former president is looking forward to attending the event before he flies back to Africa for another event in Africa. I haven't heard anything internally that speaks to this like Dr. Peabody said, this new narrative that has been created. I think is strategically done, and I think that it is incumbent upon the communication dissemination arm of the unit of CDC to push back as necessary. And I'm glad that Chief George is trying to contact someone. But like I said, part of my internal conversation is I don't think some of these things should. I think that there should be people strategically positioned to respond to these things immediately, because the lack of doing so affected them in the entire presidency at the last election. And so you would think that CDC home and abroad will have some real firing folks that are out there, have ears out there, have sources, and make no mistakes. The people that work in government are still in close contact with many of this, the higher ups of the CDC. They are giving information. Of course, their names will not be mentioned. But I don't think the CDC, has done well when it comes to really debunking some of these lies and made up stories for whatever reason, politically that is. But like I said, based off what I do know, I don't foresee any hindrances as far as to the upcoming CDC convention. The president is still in the country. We are still here. He will be attending the event, and I haven't heard anything outside of the contrary to what was been pushed out there. So no, I think it's propaganda. I think that it's made to be a distraction to what we should be discussing. I also think that even the comments strategically wasn't smart, because again, like you said, it's in the government's interest to discuss the orator of the July 26th event and some of what the messages were, and even what the president spoke on. Right, I think this is what we should be discussing on Monday. But unfortunately, we are discussing something else. But no, I think the event is still on, and I don't think that there's anything that's going to derail that.
Thank you very much. Let me welcome Honorable Seaton. Seaton, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, and I'm happy to be here.
Great.
Yes, I just want to make a little quick comment on the revelation that my big sister, Nyata Famule, made, and I think I watched a little bit of clip from that interview where she stated that.
Mr. Seaton, I beg you, because just for time, please, the CDC acting chairman of the USA is on the phone. Let me ask him a few questions.
Okay, all right.
Go ahead, Mr. Gaiman. Go ahead, Mr. Moore is on the phone. Mr. Gaiman, you can start.
Yeah, Chief. Welcome to the show. We're wishing that your big show this coming weekend or weekend, whatever, goes well. What is it that we need to know? We are reading a lot in the newspaper. We need some clarity on several chapters withdrawing, and what can you tell us?
So thank you very much for the invitation. And we receive destructive email communication from people who are manufacturing conflict to create a cloud over the convention. And the convention is set. It starts tomorrow with the arrival of the political leader and all other delegates. As I'm talking with you now, I'm just taking people from the airport, and we are starting tomorrow. The case of people withdrawing for the convention is just what the white people call it ludicrous. No chairman, the convention is the highest decision-making body of the cities in USA. And if they thought they had issue, it's at the convention those issues are addressed. For a chairman who has his own dissatisfaction in the past to link the dissatisfaction to the current convention and say the incoming, no chairman has a right to deprive its members from coming to the convention. If you don't want to come, it's up to you. When your members come, decisions can be taken because this is where decisions are taken for the party to move forward. So yeah, we received and we responded to them. I mean, they are not kids. They are people who have already the first thing is those guys were suspended because of gross insubordination to the National Executive Committee. Now, as an OIC, I was able to mediate, talk with them from the back, talk with the National Executive Committee to see, ways of lifting their suspension. And they refer them to the briefing and meeting to go there and justify why they shouldn't be under suspension, whatever the case. And we plead with them for the sake of this organization. My job is just a temporary job to lead to a convention and election are held, people are elected and they move ahead. And there were people who, among those folks, they were so out of order, but yet still we're talking with them. And the suspension were lifted. They were restored to their very position as chapter's head. Now, as chapter head, now they are still undermining the convention because they said that the convention that was held in Iowa, because it was nullified because of constitutional reason, they are vexed, and because of that, they won't come to the convention. But you, as a chairperson, you have the right to stay home, but you can withhold your chapter from coming. If you do that, we declare inactive, we can take a position decision on you. So these are just manufacturer conflicts. So then hold on back, but we are far ahead in the process. If you don't want to come, you have your right to stay. But you can hold people back from coming to the convention. The convention up to now, we have 13 chapters, state chapters, that have fully registered for the convention. We have close to about 100 plus members, delegates, who have registered for the convention. If those people who want to stay out because they feel that they will still be, still be babies in their own right with issues, we open up to them. We went to them one by one. We invited them to the chat room to have discussion. They would delete themselves. We would go to them, bring other excuses. Every day they have different excuses. And we knew that this time would have come for them to write and say we are withdrawing, but you can't withdraw a chapter from the convention. It's unconstitutional. The chapter member will come. When we take decision on you, it's the decision of the conference that the highest decision-making body. Nobody will come and bamboozle this institution. That's it.
Okay, great. Honorable Pee-wee, any question?
Yes, briefly. So quickly, before my question quickly here, this convention is going to be, Mr. Chair, acting officer in charge, it's going to be held in Pennsylvania. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, listen, I just thought because it was the question I was trying to ask you, and you just clarified that, but I would say move on to this because this guy was, the last time I spoke to the chairman, Jangal Ko, he said that these folks were suspended and the rest of that for trying to undermine the political institution. So my point here is that the fact that you guys stated these people, knowing that they were not really prepared for this reconciliation that you were pushing for them to be reinstated before the convention, or now they moving to again distance themselves from this convention. Is that aspect the law, the bylaw and constitution of the CDC? Can you move to, because if you find out that they're trying to be an obstacle to the party, what can the executive committee action to expel them?
I mean, the truth of the matter, the decision lies in the convention. We expect every state chapter to be at the convention. You are not an autonomous body from the CDC USA. You are not separate from CDC USA. This convention is not just like, going for rally. It is where we come and make decision. If you choose not to come, and if you even see the letter that they wrote us for the reason, it's laughable. These are just manufactured conflict to give reason why they don't want to come. But as a leader,
I don't.
Coming. If the people come, there's a constitutional requirement to take action on them, because the convention is the highest decision-making body. Like I said, we open ourselves to reconciliation. Even because of it, we have sections within the convention to deal with reconciliation. Reconciliation, a round table being facilitated by, how you call him, Epson Sibo and Frank Safoko.
Quickly, Mr. Officer in charge, just a quick follow-up to that. Do you see the actions as tantamount to undermining the integrity of this coming convention? Do you sense that?
Oh no! It's been long. The people say it's been overdue. You got one a long time. We have said the convention is blessed by the political leader who will be at the convention from the start to the end. He said, and I quote, "I will be there when you guys are having an election. I want to sit and see the process." Whatever.
So you can confirm that Ambassador Weah will be in Philadelphia this weekend.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
You will be starting with us from the meet and greet on tomorrow's night up to the end of the convention. You'll be playing basketball and soccer with us. He gave me the keynote address on Thursday, the opening of the convention.
Absolutely. Okay.
You listen to that?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me go to our brother here, Toure, and a question for the officer in charge.
How you doing, sir? Nice to have you on the show. I don't think that really much question I want to ask. I'm not the kind of person who like probe into stuff even if I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on about the convention. I can't really speak much to it. But I almost so I don't know. I don't know what to ask him. I don't have a basic of asking him a question. I'm sorry.
Excellent. Let me go to somebody that is a neighbor of our city of brotherly love from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Let's go to Honorable Nambi. The white people call you Nambi.
Yes, Mr. Nagby. So, Mr. Chairman, thank you for joining us. I imagine, like you said, you must be in the middle of a lot going on. So thank you for being gracious enough to come and join us. But I have to ask, you yourself, you indicated that the settlement of this dispute is overdue. And we've read a lot about this. And we're just concerned. Look, right now, instead of talking about your upcoming convention, we're here talking about the breakaway team. So obviously, whatever they're doing is potentially overshadowing what you intend to do. Outside of the convention, isn't there a mechanism that would allow you to resolve this matter before the convention? Because that's what they're claiming, that you're not listening to their concerns that have been expressed for quite a while.
So interestingly, like I said earlier, we have given room to talking, to dialoguing. And it is just one or two persons who doing this thing. Look, the first thing is this, like I said earlier, we were the one who worked behind the scene for the suspect to be lifted because we see them as part of the whole. So we can come back and discuss the issue. Now, you disobeyed the National Executive Committee. Defiance to the National Executive Committee mandate for convention. They went to stage another convention in September in Minnesota. The National Convention told them to retract by which they said. They refused. It was based upon those things. 2 times they called into meeting, they refused to come to the meeting, gave me an excuse. The other time was on the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl Sunday. They said, oh, America's having Super Bowl. Everybody will be on Super Bowl, so we can come online with meeting for meeting. The Thursday after the Super Bowl, they call it a meeting again. They say, oh, it's a weekday. We can come to meeting. People want to win. And that meeting, they said they can come to. There was 72 persons for around the United States attending that meeting. And the chairman was able to lay out what's happening. You understand that? They refused to even adhere to the mandate of the national Senate committee, like you are CDC USA is an autonomous body. CDC USA exists because of CDC. CDC USA is an extension of CDC Liberia. The independent body gives you instruction, and you say, no, we are not doing it. We do what we want to do. But how does the president came about? Having a playing convention in Minnesota. And those same guys who are playing convention in Minnesota are the one who tried to create the disturbance. But it's not a disturbance, it's just like distraction. We know that this will come. And the distraction cannot in any way shift what was already put on course. People are all across the United States, but even Europe getting against. People are mobilized. But it's time to stop this.
Whose phone is that? Whose phone is ringing? It got to be. I see it again. Thank you very much. Let me go to Robert Gagwa. Robert, any question?
Well, listen, I am aware that this is not. I don't think this should be. Listen, and I appreciate the acting chairman for coming on and giving some clarity, Mr. Jerome. But the fact is, I don't think that the level of disgruntledness that's been displayed, I don't think it affects the convention. I do think that it's important that if the acting chairman and the leaders of CDC can bring the other guys on board to kind of sort things out, I think it will help with the distraction, because like Mr. Nangwe said, we should be discussing the convention and some of the plans. The president is in right to that. But just based off of what I do know, I don't think this affects the convention at all. My question to the chairman, though, is, all of the opportunities as far as conversation that has been extended, that hasn't worked. There are people who don't like certain people. Certain people would rather speak to certain people. Have you inquired, just personally, to determine, what could possibly resolve this matter? And if there are any further disagreements or concerns that could be expressed at the convention, have you reached out to see, is it a possibility that these guys are not willing to talk to you? Are they willing to speak to someone else? Have that effort been made?
So interestingly, we've had people talking to them, to the few of them who said they were dissatisfied. So the question is, what's the issue? The issue is, you are not doing XYZ. Okay, have you attended any of the meetings since you were restored? No. But why is it you can come to the meeting? Well, you send it outside and you want to delegate the process. It's simple. We have meeting attended by over 50 plus persons online. You never attended any of the meeting, but you take the issue from the meeting to be your point of dissatisfaction. Is it logical? You don't attend meeting at all, but you're taking the issue from the meeting to be your point of not coming to convention. That's being hypocritical. On a serious note.
Thank you.
And I'm even told, Mr. Jerome, by the way, I'm even told that these guys, that tickets have been purchased. The guys that are saying they're not attending the convention, they are actually certain they're attending the convention. And I think there are other conversations, possibly speaking to the president, that they intend to pursue. But I don't think this is a issue for the convention as far as the success. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Real quick, let me go to Sita. Sita.
Yes, thank you very much. After listening to the CDC USA chairman and the pending situation that is obtaining within a party regarding some delegates deciding not to attend the convention. I think there is something that is brewing there, and I think it requires a serious attention by the executives of the party. Now, my question to Reverend Moyne is, you indicated that it is expected that every delegates from all of the 50 states of the United States are expected to attend the convention. What happens if a delegate decides, look, we are not attending the convention because of XYZ? How do you resolve that?
So, to correct you, it's not all 50 states, because we are not in all 50 states. But people can come from the 50 states as state representative. But delegates come from the original states that are part of the CDC USA. But other states come in with state representation until they can set up chapters. Now, your question is good. The fact of the matter, we remain open to discussion. That one, we have not closed our doors on discussion, even to the point where, you won't believe it. You won't believe it. We have done our best, and the convention is where you bring your issues. If you think you have issues, so we can discuss it. It's a blessing for us to even have the political leader at the convention in all of our sections. So if you think you have issues, don't stay away from the convention. Come to the convention. Raise the issue on the floor. Let people listen to you. Let the convention take a decision on your issues. But if you stay out, then the question is, well, why are you staying out? How do you expect your issue to be addressed? Who will address the issue? Because, like I said, as a chapter leader, you can't withdraw your chapter from the convention. And you can't stop your members from attending the convention because the chapter is owned by the members. They only elected to serve them. If you think you are dissatisfied as a leader and you want to stop the entire chapter, if your chapter member come at the convention, we can take a decision on you. CDC USA is there for all. But at this time, bro, we are very, very careful of distraction. We knew that these things will come. We opened our arm to even the president called one or two of them, and they see reason. They said we'll be there, we'll come. And he even talked to them. Stop what you're doing. The president will be there. For some reason, they said if they won't cry, then you go pee it, God forbid, you will cry all night, you won't sleep. So they will look for something. And the truth of the matter is, what issue you have that you are leaving the convention for, come to the convention and bring your issues. But if you can't do that, then it means that you want to undermine the process, and you can't be undermined. Where we have reached now, the mobilization is heavy, the momentum is heavy, and people are trooping into Philadelphia. In my car now, I have 2 persons who are told from the airport, from Minnesota. Look, we have to move past this thing. Our president said, look, the convention, it will be the only convention I come to again. I will hear no, you will. And but since USA, you guys are big people and mature people to understand things. Why is it you can't understand yourself? Then how you fight against the opposition? We know how some of them are part of some opposition camp. They created this distraction and say we are not united. But I beg you, come tomorrow night at our meet and greet and see the number of presidents who have turned out. Come to the opening of the convention at the Springfield Country Club in Springfield, where the president will be delivering the keynote address. Come and see the attendance of our people. Yes, I'm a minister of the gospel. I believe that the one is important even than the not. But if the one is deliberately running from me, let me leave to run and see when it will start. There's no thing around, but they can have. I appreciate that.
Mr. Gilbert, I'm sorry, I don't know if I can ask now. Something came to mind. Can I?
Okay, Mr. Iverson, real quick. Officer in charge, OIC, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I never had a question earlier because nothing came to mind. But as you were talking, there's something that came to mind to ask. I remember last year in November, I was in DC with the president, President Weah. I want to meet him to say hi, pay respect and stuff like that. And then this whole convention thing, because this whole thing didn't just start now. It's been going on for months, and he was like, well, you guys are the one who that run the organization. If it has something you're discussing among yourself, you're not expecting to put myself into it because I don't want to come off like I'm taking sides. So I kind of admire the leadership in that he was making statements in the absence of one party, but he was not taking those sides, right? So I admire that. Now I heard you say at one point in time that I think the other guys pretty much say, I don't know if I heard you right. I stand to be corrected. If I didn't hear you right, then I would not ask the question. But if I heard you right, I heard you say they were saying that, oh no, they're CDC USA. They are not CDC, whatever it is. They're not part of it. Now, number one, I want to know if that is true. Second of all, what is the criteria for one person or for somebody to become like a chapter? Do they are there signature document they sign? Okay, yes, you guys are the head of this chapter here, you're the chapter here, and that makes them that chapter, and by CDC constitution and regulation, they become of it, or somebody can just organize themselves and say they are CDC USA and you just do it casually. Because what I'm asking is, if you sign a document say you're the head, now how can you say now, oh no, we're the CDC USA, but we're not, part of the one in Liberia? I don't know if I heard you right. If I heard you right, then that's my question. If I didn't hear you right, then I'm sorry. I have no questions.
I mean, there are constitutional requirements for becoming a state chapter. First, you must be able to mobilize at least 10 persons. When you mobilize 10 persons, you can have more than them. When you apply for membership status, state chapter status to the National Executive Committee, and you pay the due of each of the 10 persons, the full due payment. Then they will review your application. Within 30 days, they are supposed to respond to you whether you are accepted as a state chapter or not, based upon the requirement met. So if the requirements are met, they approve the process of you being a state chapter. But you will have at least 10%.
So in other words, were these people, did these people go through that chapter and they fixed the signature to being a part of CDC at that time before they became known for that? Or how was their process done to where now they are saying, oh, we are under CDC USA, but we're not part of the CDC General?
No, I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, CDC USA is the umbrella organization for all of the chapters in the United States. Then CDC Liberia is the umbrella for all of the CDCs in the CDC US, CDC Europe, Australia. They all fall under CDC Liberia. CDC Liberia is the parent body of all of us. Then when you come to CDC US is the parent body for all the chapters. So there are ways.
So I'm asking the alleged guys who are saying they don't want to come. What you say, oh, if you don't want to come, don't come, but don't distract other people from coming. What I'm saying is, what are the criteria that they go through to become a part of CDC USA chapter or state chapter?
So, I mean, obviously, three states leaders. They were basically state chapters chairpersons for Minnesota, Texas, and Iowa. State chapter chairperson. And according to the Constitution, you got 2 years to serve your term. Then another term. Then after that, you can run in a chapter as chairperson again. So apparently they were the chapter leaders. Now they have the National Executive Committee that brings together the National Office of CDC USA and the chapter heads and committees head into this National Executive Committee of CDC USA. Apparently, now the people who were suspended were an interim arrangement carried out last year, and they were given 12 months to leave CDC in the interim state after the National Executive Committee nullified the convention in Iowa because they didn't meet the constitutional requirement. So they set up this interim body, and they said for 12 months operate. And in the 12th month, conduct elections, a convention for elections. That this is where the trouble came from. So when they were inducted in May of last year, they were expected by May this year, they would have had everything done. So the National Executive Committee called them to the president or the agent chairperson and asked, we are in November, December, going to December. We have gone about 6 months into your leadership. What's your plan for a convention? And they said, we'll come back to you. So they're coming back to the national leadership. They called on several people for meeting. They don't keep the meeting. They got a different agenda.
So by default.
Let me make this a dialogue. Let me go to the chairman. Chairman, listen, we came here to clarify the show. Let us know what are we going to expect this whole weekend, publicize and inform the public about your event. We are not here to litigate or relitigate. We're here to talk about what's happening this weekend.
I appreciate that question so much. Now, the convention starts tomorrow evening with a meet and greet at the place on 55 East Baltimore Avenue in East London.
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday. Oh. Wednesday evening is meet and greet.
Okay.
Where all of our delegates who have arrived will come and do some refresher. We have an opening dinner where we'll have introduction of ourselves and the rest of it. Where the rules will be given to everybody. Where even the political leader himself will be present with us. As other leaders that came from Europe and Liberia and all of the states, chapter delegates. So after tomorrow night, after the opening dinner, on Thursday, which will be the 30th of July, this is where we'll have the official opening of the convention at the Springfield Country Club. There, the national chairman or the global chairman, John Augustine Cole Anthony, will be delivering a message from Liberia, and the president or the standard bearer or political leader will be giving a keynote address live at the convention center. After that process, we have invited other political leaders to come to that convention for the opening and community leaders. So don't be surprised when you see people like Eddie Melvin Snow, Eddie Melvin Snow, Honorable Musa Velatin, how you call her, Madam Ida Gonglo, and even people from ANC for the opening. After the morning section.
What do you mean? Don't be surprised. Did you invite them? What do you mean? Don't be surprised. Are we expecting these people?
I'm talking to you now.
Let me know. Invite them.
No, Mr. Officer in charge. We have to be. This is a serious convention. Don't say. I want you to. It's important that you just spoke about that. And the reason why I'm a little bit. I'm coming, please. The reason why I'm making a follow up to this is very important. We saw the Israeli Accord recently. It was a very beautiful thing. Are we going to see the remake of that? Did you invite these people? And are we by any chance? I know that Senator Snow is in town. I know that Madam Ida Gonglo also is somehow part of the live. She's resident here in Pennsylvania. But yesterday, Mr. Benedict was in Liberia. Are we expecting the CMC political leader also to attend this alongside the CDC political leader?
Go ahead, Raymond.
So these are the people that I expect. Those are the people we have invited.
Okay.
It will be there at the dinner of the convention.
I have a quick question for the officer in charge. Quick question. It has to do with the convention.
Okay,
Mr. Officer in charge, you did send out invitation that stated June 27 was the day for the ball. Now, my question to you, does that invitation still stands or
it don't stand. Today is June 28th.
No, we received communication. Listen to me, let me finish.
Yeah.
We received communication that the convention was extended. The time was extended.
But you answer your own question now.
So my question here is the invitation that went out, those invitations still stand?
No.
So you're not the one to answer the question, please.
Sita, they say it was extended. They say it's
extended.
Sita, go to June 27. Go to June 27 and go to your party.
Mr. Gimme. Sito, I come in myself and hold on a little bit. Sito just said, I saw you waving the letter. After that, some 5 points.
No, that's an invitation, official invitation.
And he said it right, Jenna, right? He said, first and foremost, he said it was set up for June.
Yeah, no.
Don't worry, July. It will tell you, myself, that it's not June no more.
The guy.
Then he left. He didn't stop there. He said there was something keep on citation say it was extended.
Yeah.
Then you ask him again if they all even just say.
Reverend Moen.
Yes, sir, Mr. Gibman.
Yeah, thank you very much for the hard work that you guys are doing. I know these things are very difficult.
Can you please ask the Reverend? He's a Reverend. I know.
Yeah.
Are you now that you're the officer in charge? Something nobody asked you here now. Are you also nursing, or by any chance going to be contesting for one of the seats in this convention?
So, no, we are not.
That was
And
part of
my
the deal.
time
He couldn't
is
contest.
nobody-
He couldn't
that's the
contest.
first rule. None of us can contest.
Okay.
Right.
Because people are concerned. They thought maybe you say do
Right.
anything.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm mad when it happened initially. They thought that it was a springboard for who we are wanted. But the deal was they could not contest. They could not.
But did you want to contest?
No, man, the man didn't want
No,
to.
come in. Did you want to contest initially?
If you want a question,
No, we are not going back to the June thing.
Yeah.
Reverend Moen, this is what we're talking about now. Listen, for those, Mr. Nambe is here, Pee Wee is here, Tourmaline, all of these guys, Robert, we all been part of these things, and you are one thing you are correct on. The General Convention is the highest making convention where people go with their grievances to have it resolved. So anyone who shies away from going to the General Convention with their resolution or their complaints, to me, they are denying themselves an opportunity to go before an entire body to make their case. Because what the General Convention says, that resolution is binding. So if you want to stay outside, you are actually making yourself illegitimate. I think the Honorable Nambe would attest to that when we were a member of ULI. Every chapter, everyone that has an issue.
Now you are Republican.
Now, what Republican have to do with this thing now? So ULI a Democrat, eh? You see that?
But there's a little twist to this though, Jerome, and I didn't want to monopolize. But look, the chairman's talking, but the chairman's position is in dispute, the Reverend, and he knows that.
What makes it?
He is the acting chairman because these people who are protesting were removed, and these people are saying they do not recognize his authority. He just said here that they themselves set up a dueling convention that was held in Minnesota that they did not attend. And these people are saying that they don't also recognize his authority to hold a convention.
Yeah,
that's why I was asking him whether there was any mechanism outside of the convention.
Let me wrap this up. Look, quickly, right? Look, the thing is simple. I've been following the whole genesis from the whole thing that happened, even when the president came to New York. It's been going for a long time. But I want to say that to those who listening, there are people who listening from the other side too. Look, you don't easily get the standard bearer to attend these kind of convention, right? Exactly. He's coming. So, and one thing I like about him, based on the past, when we go to the CDC convention, when we enter that hall, everybody's almost, we are considered sedition, and you are delegate. Nobody is superseded that person. You are one vote there. So once you in that hall with him, everybody put their grievance on the table. He can be part of the process to harmonize it, because like the OIC Moen said, you cannot be divided and take on the ruling party. You got to come together and be united. Except where you have people that infiltrated the USA branch and from the ruling party trying to destabilize them. If you have grievances, you will definitely be at a convention this weekend to go and resolve it, because you will find a common ground there. Imagine that it's starting on Wednesday. Usually we should start on Friday. Yeah. From Wednesday to Sunday. Look, That's a long
Right.
time and resolve it. So
That's a
I
long time.
encourage all of them, all the guys. I don't know whether the man in Georgia and still on the other side still, but man in Georgia, you on the other side, you come forward. You come, you're John, acting chairman, OIC Moy, and his leadership. You come, seek a common ground. It's in the interest of the CDC USA and CDC Liberia. You know, and these guys have put a lot into it, resources. They have spent a lot of money to get this thing going. You can't come on, they can't stop it right now. It's not possible. Come and hear your grievances at the convention this weekend. That's the best place to be. So please, you come on. You don't really. This man, he just the officer in charge. He's not even running. He just there to hold on and caretaker and say, well, after the election is held, you need leadership take over and move on. So I want to encourage them to come. So give me thank you.
Jerome, quickly, a little aside, Mr. Chairman. You said the CMC has been invited, and I'm a little bit taken aback because I should be the one to have to receive that letter. I don't have it. I know Dr. Richardson. Oh wait,
maybe a bother to get it.
One man, wait. Dr. Richardson doesn't have that letter, so I'm just letting you know.
Have you talked to your standard bearer?
The political leader,
no, but that's not
that
the process. That's not the process, Mr. Jerome.
That's not even the process. Robert, right?
No, don't ask that question, Mr. Jerome. That's not a fair question.
They're supposed to enter our process.
They don't invite the standard bearer directly. There are
correct.
other people that get the invitation.
That letter will come through us, and then we will refer to the
Sometimes it happens. Go ahead.
No, but it shouldn't be happening like that.
No, let me say that's a standard. So in order, in terms of diplomacy and protocol, also in order precedent, sometimes the hierarchies just communicate directly.
Right.
That's normal.
President to president.
They communicate directly.
Then the president will communicate with the folks who are supposed to receive the letter.
Yeah, eventually that can happen. The president is not under obligation to do that. The president will take the phone now and the president of the United States will take the phone and call Joe. You say, Uncle Joe, I want to invite you here for a state visit. It doesn't have to necessarily pass through the State Department to the embassy in Monrovia, then to the foreign ministry. That is the standard operating procedure. But in some cases, the precedence there, the higher ranking person can directly communicate to the next higher ranking person. That's what we call in protocol the order of precedence. Right, so it is proper, Mr. Nambi. It may not be, probably it may be that way. So don't be surprised if you're to see your political leader here.
So Pee-wee, so do you think that even if the invitation were extended by the president, who is a close friend of the CMC leader, don't you think that he would have communicated with the arm of the arm that normally receives that letter to say, listen, I got this invitation extended directly by the president, and I want to inform you guys, and here are the itinerary. What he's saying is today is Tuesday. Tomorrow is the opening of the convention. And the president has not communicated that yet.
Yeah, in terms of that again, and to complete that aspect, you absolutely correct, Mr. Nangwe said it. Now, if that is done from the order of president, then you have to now pass the information out. That I received a direct information from my colleague, the political leader of the CDC, to attend along with him in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the CDC upcoming USA convention. So I will be expected in the USA because you need to inform the CMC chapter that is responsible for the grand jury so that they will call you that representation that require of welcoming the political leader. That is expected. That is part of the standard operating procedure again. But mind you, sometimes Africans, leaders, and African political masters do things in terms of in their own capacity. Maybe you just be surprised you hear that the political leader say, "Oh, Nami, I don't." It's possible.
So who's gonna escort him to the event?
No,
he can't go by himself.
You're right. Ryan Rabba is also right.
But who's gonna escort him? Has he ever gone to a major event by himself? At least you will have 2 or 3 other people with him.
No.
Exactly.
He will let us know because we have to go with him.
Listen, guys. Well, 1 minute.
But you know, we can move on.
Officer in charge, I want to let whoever the opposition know, wherever you are, when the president or the standard bearer or the political leader have chosen to attend somebody else's event or convention, that legitimizes that event.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want you to be in the opposite lane Your job, like the ORC just said, they got 13 or the 15 chapters confirmed they are coming. If you get 13 out of 15 or 13 out of 16, you know, wherever you are, you can do all you want to do. I want to remind you too, for folks that left other political parties that joined the Unity Party to defeat the past administration, I want you to pay keen attention to what has happened to those people. I mean, I'm talking about all of them, from Prince Johnson to Solo to what the man need to the former Yeke and all of these. So be mindful, be very careful how you play your game and cut your card. Yeah, Remy, go ahead and your parting comment.
So we stand for peace, we stand for unity, we stand for reconciliation, and this is why we opened in our convention a whole section to deal with building unity and reconciling our differences. And those two sections are being facilitated by, like I said, Honorable Dixon Sibo from Liberia. So he's not one of us in the Citizen USA to say, oh, my questions are this way. And Representative Frank Foco. So they'll be facilitating the process. It tells you our desire to build a stronger institution that will stand ready for 2029. I want to call my brothers who, one or the other, have been, seeing things from different perspectives. Like what, Mr. Gamer said, the political leader presence is enough for you to come under his umbrella and present those grievances to be heard by all of us. We are there for all of you. Like I said, after the convention, I'm no more officer in charge. My duty is over, my mandate is over. But citizenship must live on. So let's come together and have a beautiful convention, first in the history of parties in the United States. This will be the biggest convention ever. Come and see for yourself and see how we'll discuss issues and come up with a resolution for formal movement of this great institution for the sake of the Liberian people. Put away the differences. For the sake of the Liberian people. Differences. And let's unite at this convention and come up with a strategy to move as an alternative government for electoral victory 2029. Thank you all for inviting me. And I count this very, very important to me. Have a blessed night.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That was the officer in charge of the CDC USA convention. It is this coming weekend. Festivity begins tomorrow, Wednesday, meet and greet, and goes all the way to Sunday. So if you are in the Philadelphia area, you are in the tri-state or the quad-state, or anywhere in the United States, Philadelphia is the place to be. You know, Philadelphia has been having some great news lately. LeBron James selected
the 76ers.
The 76ers. He says, I'm taking my talent.
Man, they're paying him $8 million retirement check every year.
To Philadelphia.
Why would that would be the end game for him.
Yeah,
guess what?
Grabbing game is a money grabbing decision.
Guess what?
Anywhere he would have gone, he would have made that same money.
We wanted the man in South Beach. We wanted him back in Miami.
But you weren't paying him much. You weren't paying him much.
You wanted Kobe money or pay Kobe Bryant last year. He can't compare to Kobe Bryant.
Who can I compare to Kobe Bryant?
Why you say that to money?
LeBron. I say so.
What?
Why you say that?
What I mean, you compare when I Kobe and LeBron. You don't.
No, you can't. That's true. You're right. We can't compare. LeBron
is but you know LeBron's achievement, the way at the age he played, then you can compare.
That's envy, man. That's envy.
You right. You can compare the two.
I'm a LeBron fan, but he wanted Kobe last year. They got paying for $8 million. He wanted the same amount of money for what?
So why not?
Why?
Why not? He's playing.
Kobe brought Labour 4 championships. He brought Labour.
So He brought championship to the Lakers.
He brought championship to Lakers.
So what?
So what? That's championship.
Do Ebola when the other team won the championship? You say anything about it? But I'm telling you what, LeBron James doesn't even need salary to make money.
I know that he put money. He wants championship.
But don't have $8 million.
The team, Johnny, that team is injury prone.
So what?
Injury prone.
So what?
Listen,
the Sixers is a serious contender for the NBA championship because of LeBron James.
That's correct.
What are you talking about?
I was normally a Sixers fan.
We are here. The Sixers is a serious contender.
Let me go to Pee Wee. Pee Wee, let's go. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was normally gravitating towards, and I love now. I saw one of their games before in recent time of the last year, yes, and they won that game. But I believe with LeBron coming over to Philly, Philly is not only it's a strategic area, the state of Pennsylvania and the state of Philadelphia, not only the state of Law, but it's strategic. And with LeBron coming over, I want to believe the second beautiful sport that I love, basketball. I think the 76ers, we're going to get this championship. I think the guy is an extraordinary. The man is one of the man of. At the age 40, I think 40.
You'll be 42 now.
40, 44, 41, 42. He's playing an extraordinary seed of basketball and the rest of that.
What one person there that unbay, man. Don't talk about
the description general of him is correct. He's not comparable to Kobe. That is actually correct. He's good. He's fired there, and Kobe.
I beg you, no. Kobe.
There you go.
But the reason,
ladies and gentlemen, share the show.
He thought you were agreeing with him.
Yeah.
I heard that too, so I knew where you're on.
Why are they at $2 million?
Let me just say this. Let me just say this. Let me just say this. Tommy George is hurt. We get it. You're disappointed that a team left LA. We get it.
Yeah.
But you gotta put LeBron James right now. You gotta put it in context of the Sixers. Joel Embiid, injury proof, but you got Jaylen Brown.
There you go. There you go.
You got Escom. You got Tyrese Maxey.
There you go.
Come on.
Serious contender for the NBA championship.
What are you talking about?
A good on the same platform. So we'll coming we'll be on the platform.
We're waiting.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question, yeah? So I'm not into basketball like that, right? But there was I heard somewhere CBS reported that LeBron requested $2 million more to make it $10 million for his son to come to Philadelphia. Why the Philly didn't accept it?
Yeah, I didn't
because the Philly does not have the money.
I didn't hear that.
That's possible. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
I did. Robert, you hearing things?
I didn't hear that. Let me tell me heard it.
And no, that may not be totally entirely right. That may not be entirely wrong, Robert. Essentially may not be because LeBron played a very major role in his son going to the current team he left.
Exactly.
Right, he played a major role, and at the time, basketball technicians, those that follow the game very closely, basketball analysts themselves, commentators said. The young man, LeBron Jr., didn't meet the standard. It was totally his father's legacy, his father's influence that took him there. LeBron coming there, enormous influence in the basketball community. Now, with that, the young man is still trying. He's trying to do some things, but again, the last time when that scare everything came about him, when he had a heart issue, but then I think he was good to be okay. He's going to be okay. So, but with issues unfolding like he want to come over, LeBron is trying to build his legacy from him to his son. So he tried to play into that. So he wanted his son to be increasingly motivated. I listened to him the last time interview on what is sport something ESPN. He said his son he's trying to he wants his son to continue his legacy. So there may be some smoke there, and small fire should be there eventually. And he's going to retire here in Philly. So there's an opportunity. If not this league, Bravo, you may be right. His son may just join him probably the next league.
So you're not entirely wrong.
But why the heck is he getting his son?
In addition to that, I think there's another motivating factor. Bryce, his other son, who is
even better. Yeah.
In fact, many people are saying he is better than Bronny. So
yeah, but you don't need that. You don't need that endorsement. Yeah, you don't need that endorsement. He's so good.
But listen, I think this may be.
Sylvester, though, why LeBron got money? Why can't you pay his son? Let his son go and go.
No. He wants his son to earn it.
This may be the best thing for.
Robert, he want to groom him, or he want the best son to earn it. Actually,
look, listen.
He want to see his son play the game.
Yeah, but listen, this may be the best thing that ever happened to Bronny, because people are saying he's dead because he played because his father is dead. Now that he's
right. That's right.
And he is now going to show himself that he's not going to play.
I mean, we also think we are here under the pressure of his dad. We saw Team We Are under the pressure of his dad. We saw how he did it.
No. Team We Are different.
Exact thing. Everybody said.
And Team We Are attracted interest from the biggest club without his dad even being around.
How do you know?
About during the World
How do you know?
He's so weird. He's so weird. He's so weird.
Team We Are, Rob. Let's get back to it. We didn't want to go, but let's get back to it, right? All of the time, Team We Are, and see the way Team We Are.
I cannot go up politics.
Yeah, let's go to our politics. Let's go to this.
Let me end on this, but let me end on this quickly, please. The Team We Are saga, Team We Are actually play also in Hifalo, like I said. See how Team We Are left on to go first to Juve from PSG team. He didn't have the time to Juve, from Juve back on loan to Olympique Marseille and the rest of that. So Team We Are didn't get. Team We Are is not the Lamine Yamal that they saw aggressively playing and people hiring to pay money for him. No, there's someone pushing him. Now, don't get me wrong. Team We Are is a very good striker if you allow him to do his thing. And I thought this coach didn't really play major. Pochettino didn't get the opportunity too much of time. He himself, the other opportunity he didn't do some things that we all wanted to see. But that's a different thing between.
Yeah, but that argument is difficult to accept, though. That argument is difficult to accept, knowing the fact that this team USA also has a lot of young talent, white, Hispanic, Asian. They're all out there playing Euro. So, and his dad has no influence on his selection on the national team. So the fact that he's been selected on 2 occasions for Team USA at the World Cup,
you think that Team USA had an extra talent? You think Juve are going to lose him?
Listen, guys.
Listen,
Listen.
competition.
You're
not going to lose him. Even when Marseille,
he wouldn't have gotten elected, but he wouldn't have gotten selected on the US national team.
Listen, guys. The World Cup is over. I want to talk about.
Let's go, Raul. So you're not ready performing.
The Executive Protection Services Director Sam Gate dismissed the threats, declaring the government of Liberia will not be intimidated, and vowing that the seed cocaine will be publicly destroyed once legal procedures are completed. Boyka Jr. also has denied. Now, let's talk about this. Do you think that Sam Gay, at this point, parading all over the place, I'm a tough guy, you're going to burn this thing, you're going to send a tip to the Colombian? People, you and I know about the public relations and the bravado and trying to beat your chest to let the public know that you are in charge and all that. But this is not, I mean, how can you compete with somebody that you say is a criminal cartel and you want to compete with them, telling them, listen, I'm going to send a thing to you. And why would you want to even communicate with a criminal cartel?
I don't think he's communicating to say this clearly, to be very honest. I don't think Mr. Gay is a veteran drug enforcement officer, retired veteran drug enforcement officer from the United States of America, with impeccable character in terms of those areas. I don't think he's communicating to them directly. He's sending a message to them. Mm-hmm. He's rather sending a message to them, say, hey, we're not going to tolerate the nonsense you're doing. He's not taking the phone telephonically and talking to them. He's sending a message to them to say, hey, be warned that we're not going to take your threats. Right? These are scare tactics by you to get us this way. So we're going to send you this message that, hey, we're going to burn these things. So the message that we're going to, like today, I was watching BBC. Sometimes I love to go around. It's on the news. I think it should be on CNN too. The government of Ecuador is not even deploying part of the Mediterranean. BBC corresponding with them on the boat, on the sea, all over the place. There's a serious problem now in Ecuador for drugs. I mean, they're tapping Colombia and the rest of that. Also, Colombia, Ecuador, they're on the line this way. Seriously harming the country. So they're moving out in the street and getting them, even bringing some of them down via gun and the rest of that. So I think Mr. Gay, from his experience as a drug enforcement person, the way to deal with these people, Mr. Gay, is to send them harsh message. If you get these things, these kind of narcotic, what you do, you move to destroy them. And he was right by that. But the only thing you and myself shared the last time is the custody aspect of it. They should ensure and reassure the Liberian people that they are going to destroy the seized drugs. That's my concern. And Mr. Gay, he's sounding that way. He can extend part of his expertise to that. Meanwhile, he's the EPS boss, but he can still help. That would make some sense. So I think he's sending message to the people, but I'm deeply worried if they already burn the actual drugs. As he said, would that take sample to exhibit it in court? Oh yes, sample to exhibit in court. Sometimes the custody change is where my concern is. But yeah, that message is to send to the guys. Say, hey, but Mr. Gaiman, that's a cartel. We are a government. you don't mess with us. Stop playing with us. Stop messing with the Liberian government. That's the message. That's the message. Don't play with me.
Let me go to Tommy. Tommy, real quick. I remember in the 80s during the Doe time, they were talking to, I think Doe told the other guy with measure thing. And you know what I'm talking about with measure who got beating and all that other stuff. And that is, you want to mess with we will burn it and send you the tip and all that other stuff, knowing very well you are generating. Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, you know, we said yesterday that as long as the government they fail to come out to the public and talk to the public, we have leaks coming up. And yesterday another leak that came up from my NSA source. Now they said on the day of the arrest of the drugs in question, right? There was a guy named Tony who was in the house. He was told to leave the house by the deputy managing director at the Liberian Airport Authority that a joint security was going to make an arrest the same day. He left the house with three suitcases of cocaine. The guy Tony is a friend of Johnny Dean, who is the police guy who is on arrest now, and Joseph Boyka Jr. Currently, there was an rate of arrest for Edison Brown. There's a rate of arrest out for Edison Brown and Mohammed Afaba. Now, the NSA informing that the NSA boss, Prince C. Johnson, told them to include the deputy managing director of RIA, but they refused. I said yesterday that they refused to arrest the guy. Now, but Johnny Dean is saying now that he said that he threatened if Mark, the guy at RIA is Mark Kua, if he's not on a charge sheet, Johnny Dean said he will speak out. He will start talking. So here's what's happening. As we said, as long as they continue to hide things, people that in part investigation who not happy will start to leak information out to the media. And that's what happened right now. So the guy is saying that Johnny Dean is saying, if you do not arrest Mark Kua, who were already arrested since Friday by the Justice Minister, if he's not arrested, when I take him to court, I will start talking. So this is what happening. So right now they're in what you call quagmire or whatever they're in. They better take it in serious, or else we hear a lot of names coming. Only thing I'm afraid is this somebody die mysteriously. Like we have is it the person die? I won't hear. Anybody that involved in the case and custody when the person die, we're not accept it. No, we're not accept it. Go ahead, Mr. Gaiman.
Jerome, let me comment quickly. All right. And we Sylvester. Look, I'm not a security person, but I'm not sure the attitude of Sam Gay is the attitude of a professional security person. Look, in this country, let's bring it back to sport. When you're playing a team, a very good team, what do they always say? Don't poke the bear, right? Don't make them angry, right? So let's talk about Ecuador using, Marine or Navy or whatever it is to go after these people. Do we have a boat? Does the Liberian government have a boat?
we even get Bekino.
Thank you very much. These people are telling you
the Coast Guard got one or two.
Oh, thank God we got one. Thank God we got one. But the people are telling you that the 4 tons that they seized, there were 10 kilograms that were brought in, right? A 4 kilogram is worth around $700-something million. How much you think $10 million? These people are they are dripping in money, and therefore you will expect them to be armed to the teeth. So I don't know if taunting these people like the EPS security chief is doing. I don't know what it depends on. But look, we got Solomon taken from us right here by Guinea. We can do a jack about it.
That was what I want to mention.
You understand me, Robert? And he's gonna sit over there and talking the way he's talking. You know, I don't want to use the other descriptor I have, but I wouldn't have advised him to speak the way I don't know, but that is just I don't know if he's prepared to back up, you know, what he's talking about. And I'm not pulling Yega Koluba because they say Yega was undermining our security by saying the land belongs to Guinea. That's not the point I'm making here. The point is, can we talk that we do walk the walk to back up the talk that we're talking? You know?
Listen, let me say this.
To be fair to the EPS boss, okay, to be fair to the EPS boss, it's been how many hours now since the so-called drug food and gave 24 hours? What have they done now?
Don't do that. Don't do that. No, people will say one week later.
What have they done? We are
What you expected them to do? 24 hours, you come and start shooting?
Exactly.
That's not how it works, Tommy.
Let me come in, please. Let me come in, please. Let me. Okay, but here is the devil advocate, Tommy. Tommy, as a leader on the show, please, my brother, you know I got love for you. I got love for you. I got love for everybody here. But we all know very well that, my wife told me to wrap it up. We all know very, very well that the Liberian government does not have what it takes to combat any major drug cartel. Let's stop the bluff. And let Mr. Namba just say, how many months has it been since the Guineans took over our border? How many months? You're talking about it's been 24 hours, what the cartel has done. How many months? And I know Sylvester very well, and I come to learn. So even him saying that and giving Sam Gay the benefit of the doubt does not even sound confident that we have what it takes to back up his comments. He's bluffing. He's talking like, oh, we will burn your drugs, we will burn your 4 tons of drugs, and we'll wait for you to come and bring it on. Oh, bring it on. Sam Gay is a U.S. citizen. Sam Gay don't have families in Liberia. His families are over here in America. If they bring it on, no, hold on for a second. Let's put this in context. If they bring it on, Sam Gay will have the opportunity first to leave the U.S., to leave Liberia and return to the U.S. here. Sam Gay does not have the ammunition, the resources to combat a Colombian, least to say the Mexican drug cartel. So what I'm saying is, go ahead.
A real drug cartel, when they get automated, they go by, they follow it.
They did not. No.
They follow through.
No.
No, they will follow through. You want them to follow through?
They will follow through, but not
2 hours now. What happened?
They will follow through, but not on the time that
immediately. That's correct.
So what we're saying is the drug confiscated costs a lot. We're talking about probably over $10 million, bro. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And so what I'm saying is the Liberian government is not sophisticated enough to combat any drug cartel.
Bro, they'll leave the Liberian government debate aside. They'll come back to this issue about if the cartel itself, or those guys themselves, as we all try to portray them, if they are sophisticated in a way of moving on. Now, just cartel that I've read of, and that you and I, everybody here, I want to believe did the same, that the kind of way they operate. The amount of drugs we are talking about that were just busted in Liberia last week, Robert, is almost, according to the street value, they gave it from the Liberian perspective, 317, but I think it's more than $400 million.
Almost $500 million.
Almost $500 million. If in any way whatsoever, what I know and what some of us here will know, and people will know if you follow these people, and kind of the espionage drugs movie that I can normally watch, if it was true these guys are really powerful and strong, telling you the amount of drugs they have sent people telling that bro, if you say the brand of sophisticated. Listen, let me very frank.
Exactly.
Anything, bravo.
I
That's
agree
what they were
with you.
doing. They put, imagine if you have a cartel that powerful, then people taking live photo, investigating the police, bringing the drug, putting in the car. Police bringing the drug, putting in the car. If that was imprisoned in Nigeria, the gunfire you're going to hear what it is.
Exactly.
The gunfire you're going to hear what it is.
I want to disagree with you.
I come in, you're disagree. Let me say this first and foremost. That's small money there. The cartel will kill a member for just trying to delay delivery. So that delayed, Mr. Gimme. So now if I were to go and deliver for you, or you told me to send my own opinion because I have dealing this side, and they may delay in the consignment reaching the people, so that they can blow something off of it. Just to delay. Then you will tell me 400 almost $1 billion worth, bravo. Then they will sit on the lady and they say this and that thing. Listen, I don't think they are strong. They are not strong people. They're trying to portray themselves to be such. And Mr. Gay is saying, no, we are the Liberian government. We damn strong. We powerful. We got the mechanism to defend our sovereignty. And that mechanism is something we're going to deploy.
Bill, you believe it? You believe it? We got the mechanism and the ammunition to provide the drug cartel.
Let me relieve your pressure. First of all, the Liberian EPA, LDEA, the gay, they had basically absolutely very little to do with the drug bust over there. So can't tell me that
Jerome, let me tell you something. This you saw the guy with the cell phone in the president's office. Do you know what he was doing with that cell phone? Where was Gay? Did he know that I man was supposed to be with phone near the president? I beg you, yeah.
Let me
they move like a military.
No.
I said, can I get my closing? Can I get my closing, please? I gotta go now, man.
Yeah, go ahead, close.
Listen, great show, but it's very, very funny.
You know, Raul, you stay in London, my man. How the nice behind you like that?
It was just 2 days, my man. 2 days straight.
The men are celebrity now. I was celebrity.
The next time, my brother Sylvester, man, we gotta come, man. We gotta go out there.
Okay, listen.
But it was 2 days.
Rava Gagwa, in your closing, I want you to address the right. Ellen Johnson took a pot shot at Joseph Boakai, and you need to close on it. She said, they said in a rare, wide-ranging, and emotionally candid radio interview, former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf took on Joseph Boakai and delivered one of her most pointed, pressing assessment of Liberia's trajectory, blending reflection pride with all imaginable uncertainty about the trajectory, and that Joseph Boakai need to reset.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Joseph Boakai himself understands, given all of what he has endured the past few weeks, I think he would agree that he needs to reset. But only Joseph Boakai has to understand that. If he thinks that his government and those that he has appointed has done him well, and has supported his own policy and set the trajectory for his legacy, whatever that is, then he will understand that needs to be a reset. So I agree with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. There has to be a reset, Mr. Jerome, on all of the key issues. We continue to talk about jobs, what level of rescuing has taken place. Infrastructure development, yeah, they're doing the overpass bridge. That won't be completed until election time, almost 2027, 2028. Job creation. How many young people have jobs today that didn't have jobs 3-4 years ago under the last administration? And so if this is what they came to do, then you would agree that there needs to be some sort of reset that needs to happen. But that's up to Joseph Boakai. Like he said, we'll leave it with him. That's up to him. Whatever he decides to do is up to him. Because we have an election in 2029, and I can guarantee you, we'll not play a passive role, Mr. Jerome. We'll be in Liberia. Nobody buying our ticket. We'll be there. We'll be there, and we'll pick a side. Whatever side that we think
So when you already pick a side,
I will pick a side 2029, Mr. Sylvester. I won't join a political party because I don't think that
but do
now
we have inclination as to where you leaning? You leaning somewhere now, already,
I
right?
would not support. I will support an opposition against.
Are you leading now?
No, I'm not leaning right now.
He's
No,
not
but
going to support Joseph Boakai. He
Sylvester,
said,
I will support an opposition against Joseph Boakai, but one that is centered on not the objective, not only the objective to remove
Okay,
Joseph
let me
Boakai.
put it this way. We got to push it aside to the thing. Cummings, Moruba, Weah, Berete, all the four. What are you leaning now?
Well, listen, I think
You're
there's two
Dodger,
names-
right?
No, there's two names you mentioned.
Because all my fucking say you already that, but he's continuing now. They'll call you. They will continue to call
Yeah,
you for season.
but Sylvester, they already did that. You know why they're
Yes.
doing that? They're
No.
doing that because you see me in London and I want to see my friend Sekou. So they say, you know, Robert is an undercover sedition. It's simply based on my relationship with people that have close proximity to the president. But the facts, Sylvester, is that I'm not a sedition. I am not a sedition.
So
I had
Musa
the-
Berete, Job, we have Cummings.
so there are two names. I think that there are some promising candidates. I've always said that I think Ali Cummings represents some level of change, but I've also been impressed with Dr. Clarence Manuba. I've said that continuously. I think he's a young man who understands leadership in the 21st
So
century.
if they're 4 point in the race,
You understand that?
who will you support?
But I also know that I would not just support anyone that can win. I've learned that myself, Sylvester. Yeah. So Sylvester,
I mean,
I've learned that myself.
who you
I
think
would
got a
not
winning
just
chance?
support. I would not just support. So what I would encourage, and what I've said,
Who got a winning
continuously,
chance among those 4 people?
I think, of course, with there's no brainer. CDC stands a better chance. But what I would like to see in my support against the ruling party is a coalition that is not just about re-electing George Weah if he decides to run. It's a coalition that is focused on passing the torch beyond 2029. Because if Joseph Boakai does not win, Joseph Boakai is done. His political career is over. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is done. George Weah will have this last opportunity to lead. We are entering into a new political dispensation of new leaders and new ideas. You were talking about running in 2030, in 20, whatever the case is, right? So I would support an idea that just don't focus on 2029 and the re-election of George Weah to complete the second term. I will support a coalition that makes sense and that focuses on beyond 2029. So I'm talking about people on board like Alice Cummings, the possibility of him being a VP candidate, right? Or Dr. Clemens Maluba, CMC. I've also been very impressed with the things that Representative Musa has done, the things he's actually stood up for, and his consistency, even in the midst of chaos and political threat. These are individuals that have impressed me, right? And there are other individuals. You got people like Amar Konen. You got people like Representative Tawambe. These are people that I think if we have multitude of these people, we can start the process of moving the country forward. I'm very clear. I have never supported Unity Party. I don't think Unity Party was the alternative to CDC. I do understand that come 2029, if CDC runs or Joe Weah runs, he stands the chance of winning because he's one of the most popular candidates. But am I just going to support CDC because Joe Weah is there? No. I would like to see a coalition and a change within the CDC that focuses on actually setting a legacy beyond what happened in 2017 to 2023, and one that focuses on the future. So the likes of Dr. Clarence Maluba, the likes of Alice Cummings, the likes of CMC and all of the other candidates and other candidates that we don't know yet, the third lane, I would like to see a coalition with a clear message and clear policy and clear indication or indicative of a serious change if given the opportunity to lead after 2029. That's what I will support. But I will pick a side, and that side will not be Unity Party. I've been very clear about that. So they will call me sedition all day because, of course, Sekou is my brother. I went to UK. When I noticed he was in the UK, I flew to the UK. So I didn't have the time, but I had 2 days. And thank God, God bless my wife heart. I spent a lot of money and I flew out there to see him. I spent 2 days with him, but that's my brother of over 15 years. People don't understand that. That's my brother over 15 years. I remember when I went to Liberia in 2010, when I started my non-profit organization, Sekou did not have much. He was doing his car dealership. But the first time I met, 2009, 2010, it was my first time in Liberia after many years abroad.
He drove his old car up Rock Hill. He made contribution to me, and we built a relationship. So our relationship has never been about power, money, or greed. Because I don't need money from no politician. I work very hard. I'm a young man. I make a reasonable amount that I don't have to beg. But he's a true brother. He's a true brother. And for me, Sylvester, I'm a very loyal person. If I see you as my brother, you're my brother. Whether you're in power, you're not in power, you poor, you're not poor. My best friend is a nobody in Liberia, but he remains one of the trusted persons when I'm in Liberia. He's my best friend from childhood. I don't build relationship for opportunity. I build relationship that are genuine beyond that. So these are things I'll be looking at. So I'm not worried about the people calling me undercover sedition. We will not support Unity Party because Unity Party have not proved to be the change or the rescue mission that we accepted. We will support an opposition that is serious about leadership, that is serious about change. It's not going to be perfect, but one that will bring around the right people, the right minds to move our country forward. So I've been very clear about that, Sylvester, and I want to be on the record on that. That's it. But it's been a great show. Great talking to you guys. London was very beautiful. I wish I had more time to spend there, but it was really nice. And I went to the Arsenal Stadium, and I just laughed because I think this will be the last time they win the championship. And they will have to wait for 22 more years to win another English Premier League.
No. I don't think it'll be that long because Arsenal trying to bring some big player. Even it's true that Vanessa Gion is coming over and I chose.
Yeah, but he's going to cost $150 million. If they bring him, who are they going to build a team around? Sylvester.
He worth it. He worth it.
Well,
he worth it. He worth it. If
Robert, just before you go, Comrade Yinka just sent the score over the weekend. Said Minnesota IE 4, Barrow 0. Delaware IE 3, Barrow 1. Trenton IE 2, Barrow 1. The flogging was nationwide for the BU. Detroit IE 4, Barrow 1. They said I did that Tomlin George.
The former foreign minister.
But the last couple of years, I mean, Barrow have been beating AIDA, just consolation for them, man. So we're coming around making noise.
Yeah, but the former foreign minister is now the president of Barrow. I think we need to do better. We need to do better, and we need to uplift the old spirit of Barrow in Liberia. But I mean, it is what it is. But good seeing you guys, man. Good seeing you.
Wait,
guys.
is that how they welcoming Senator Finley? I thought he's the president of Barrow now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Y'all look at Jomo Jala question now. Look at the question you're asking me.
What is it?
Look at the question you're asking me. Am I going to make that decision? You see that? Sylvester, you see, this is the trick these guys are using, and they're trying to convince us not to pick a side. So the argument they're making is, you can't pick a side if George Weah is leading the coalition. Who are you to tell me what side to pick?
Nice try.
Yeah, I can't answer that question, man.
Thank you. You in your car, Joe Manjala, on your photo. You're in your car, you driving. Tommy George, man, say sorrow. He says sorrow here. Comrade says sorry, Tommy George. They just listen. You be. It's
Wait, so IEB Barrow everywhere?
Yeah, that's what he said. It'll be us everywhere.
Yeah, but the last 3-4 years, Barrow been winning, so that okay.
Okay, it's all right. Well,
I was surprised. Snow, there's all down to Snow. He finally confirmed on time. He said he for I said, oh. I thought you were.
Let me guess. You are never speaking to him again ever.
That's why you said finally.
Yeah, he said when you get IE to come up in the other way, he said I'm an IE fan. I said, oh, really?
When next year when Barrow win, he was a Barrow fan. They better a politician. What you expect from him? The man is a politician. But gentlemen, let's I know we gotta go, but the president broke ground though. Let's look at some of the things that the president have been doing. Whether you like it or not, road is very important. He broke ground. I hope that they continue because during the election, they broke ground for the, I think was it Zwedru, was it Zwedru? I think it was 4 year or one of the Vanjima community center they were supposed to build. They did that, they broke ground. and it never materialized. People say, well, maybe it was political thing. The president is breaking ground, and he did a lot of dedication. Pee-wee. Oh, Pee-wee's on the phone. Okay. Let me go to Victor. Victor, the president, we heard he broke ground. There are more roads being built.
Yeah, I think this is good. I saw a lot of the write-ups. I believe apparently President Shelley broke ground for the same something or so. I just started reading it when we were coming on air, but be that as it may, I think credit should go to President Boakai. For staying with this road thing, even though we're talking a lot about the yellow machines and all of that. But I give him credit for that. Congratulations to the government. I think anything that moves the needle towards progress for Liberia, I think is welcome development. So I like to congratulate the president on that. And in closing, I just like to tell Ente Miata to take it easy. I don't know really where she's going with this. So we'll be watching. I understand Prophet Key is supposed to be coming out soon. We didn't have a chance to talk about this, so maybe we'll talk about it.
I thought he was out.
I don't know. Is he out?
August.
Yeah.
He's coming August. August.
Yeah.
Next month.
Oh, I thought he was out already.
He coming out next month.
Okay. Thank you very much. Before you go, if you want to chime in on this one, is the headline for tomorrow? It said charge, but then it said Liberia formally indict 12 in record $317 million cocaine case, alleging a smuggling scheme that reaches back to 2024. But the big names are still missing. There you go again. The big names, they keep.
But anyway, I'll leave it there. I'll leave it to Mr. Ture to speak to that.
Yes, tomorrow we were talking, but Tourmaline, in your closing, this is the headline for tomorrow. It's on the front pages of the paper. They indict where they got pictures of 12 people. But the folks are saying we're not being fooled here. All these people all these people you are parading, they are not the main target based on information that they have, including who owned the property, how it got to the property, how long that property have been leased, where's the lease agreement. Nobody is talking anything, but they have picked up 12 people and they are parading them. And it looks like they attempt to answer the question, and answer goes to more questions. Terminating.
Look, right now, we're happy that they have some people in custody. It is good. The question is those in custody, but the people that are large, that are being charged, that are large, they are more. And will we ever get to these people that are large, that are still large? Will we ever get to them? When will we ever get to these people that is looking for? Have we sent people? Have we connected Interpol to put a warrant for these guys, arrest warrant for these guys? We don't know. And all because the government refused to give the public update about the investigation and the arrest they are doing. Now, as I just told you, that leak that came up, there are people that in custody are saying you better call other people's names. If you try to go to court, we'll talk, we'll say other things. And so right now, we only pray that the president can step up his game, can address the nation, can make an appeal to our international partners, especially the U.S. government, ask them to send in some help to us, because the issue about drugs, is an international effort. I'm very sure if we are serious about this, if the president pick up the phone and talk to the foreign minister to talk to Rubio or talk to the Charge Affairs in Monrovia, I'm very sure they'll be able to respond to us. Again, I know when we ask them to say the U.S. government working along with them behind the scene, but I think they should do more. It will start to see real FBI investigators arriving in Liberia, that drug investigators arriving in Liberia to help us. They will know it's serious. But people are saying too, the reason why the government is not taking that step because of those involved, those connected. If they bring FBI or national drug or analysts or expert, they will go after the big guns that's hitting. Because, and Mr. Gamer, I will say this, there's no way we deny that that quantity of drugs that was seized, that it happened with all big guns not involved.
That's
There's
correct.
no way. Because you be in Liberia, you see there are many times at checkpoints at night, once the car is tinted, government official car, they get past checkpoint, they don't stop them. And who told you that how the things come? I told you recently at the airport, the chairman on the national security, the Senate, he brought in some stuff from Ghana, liquor, or what he needs, Momo Saros. They tried to tell him that you pay the duty for it. He said no. He refused. Okay, and I reached out to him, and he issued a statement. The statement was, but I was told that the RI managing director had come and intervene. It was embarrassing. The access you got to pay, Mr. Senator. These things you're bringing in, the quantity of liquor alcohol you bring in the country, you're going to do it's for business. It's not for your private or personal consumption. No, you brought all this thing and you got to pay for it. The taxes that is being paid and the taxes they used to pay you guys, and for the fact that a security firm is the one that providing security for the logistics company at the airport. And besides, he's the chairman of security and defense, intelligence at the Senate. How will you come and bring that quantity of alcohol in the country and refuse to go through the right procedure? And then, you see, so most of the time, these quantity of drugs that come in the country, they come through our very officials and are involved. But that's why maybe the intelligence is taking a snail walk. But if we're serious, if I hear the president say that I've communicated to the U.S. government, I've dispatched my foreign minister, my justice minister, they have gone to Washington to help bring investigators, then we know they're serious. Because people are saying, Judge, it won't happen because you know why? If the people come in, you can't bribe these people. They will tell you, higher us that are involved, you gotta come, you gotta go after them. So these people that have been charged, I don't know how much we'll get out of them. Are they the real ringleaders? Are they the real people who really involved? Or they're just part of the cartel? So I still believe that more at large, the real people have not yet to be brought to justice. So until we can get serious about it, I think it's just a complete showmanship we're doing. They want to say, yeah, we're fighting drugs. I don't think the fight on drugs is really in this full gear right now. So I pray that we'll hear more from it. And if they don't bring the real people, we're in trouble.
Well, Abraham, we are coming to the end of our show. We got it's a buffet. You can close or order the topics or one of choice of your choosing. We're talking about former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is asking the present president, the economy, youth unemployment, all the major economic indicators, and based on them, he needs to recalibrate or reset.
Yeah, so as always, thanks to every one of you again for today. I think it was a good show. I think people said what they had to say, and like I always said, I encourage a platform where we all can come and dialogue, share opposing views, if we agree or don't agree. If I can go by what I remember, I will start with the Honorable Sarah's Mambo thing. I had an interview with Dr. Clarence Monimba, and we had a 1 hour one-on-one sit down. And one thing he said to me that stood up to me, and I agreed with him a lot, was he said, Liberia lacks ethical leadership, right? And there's a famous saying that you know about that says, to whom much is given, much is expected, or much is required. It's about time that while it's true that a commander-in-chief is somebody who always going to point out when things are going wrong in the country, it's also good that we look at those other guys around who also are the direct change makers in our country, from the ministers, from the lawmakers, and so on and so forth. So the art of him bringing stuff, because it's bad that the commoners will suffer whatever the consequences are, whether it's through taxes or drug rate and stuff, it's bad that the commoners will suffer, but then the big guys cannot suffer that. And if it's a crime for you to evade taxes, and I think that is a huge affront to the Liberian Constitution as well. In a serious minor country, he can be investigated. He can be in serious trouble for that, right? But again, Liberia is a society where if I'm on the good side of Mr. Jerome Gayman, with our buddies, nothing he does really, oh, Mali Latino will talk, it will go. And that's the reason why this whole drug thing we've been talking about. I don't want to just sit and talk about it and just let it go. I think we should spend more time on the drug thing because it creates more awareness. It puts some pressure for more deacon and stuff like that. It shouldn't be like the 2 week situation. So I think that's one thing, the ethical leadership that is lacking in Liberia. I think that's something we gotta look at the drug situation. I one person who is a strong proponent of a drug-free Liberia. Liberian government through the President Boakai went and banned hookah in Liberia. Hookah. Why he banned hookah? I don't know how dangerous hookah is compared to drug smoking, but then rumor has it that people are bringing other things in the form of hookah, so you got to ban everything. So now entrepreneurs in Liberia who are doing the business that are getting little fund from getting hookah or shisha, however they call it, don't get those resources no more because the government has made it a law. Now, don't get me wrong, the old Savvy Lodge and places like the cigar bar, as of the time I was in Liberia in April, you could still go there and drink and smoke hookah, even though it was banned. Why do you think it's happening? But because somebody is close to somebody that goes in there and inspect, so the things are going unnoticed. Liberia does not have a system. We don't have a system. And because we don't have a system, we'll keep paying for the same mistake and over and over. And unfortunately, we are rewarding people in political position because of campaign they ran for us, not because of competence. This thing has played out over and over and over again. I think that this is something that, the government through the president has to look at and say, hey, what can we do? Let's pivot. We can't keep doing business as usual. So I think the whole thing about the drug, I think that's something we should keep on. We should keep blowing the alarm for it. Do I think we should rush into judgment? We're making unnecessary arrest? No. If it takes us 6 months to get to it, if we get into the actual bottom of it, then no problem with 6 months. But at least let's not give up on the drug situation. I would not come here on this platform and think that the government is not doing nothing about it. I think they're doing something, and they could do more towards getting those guys into custody or bringing them to face the law. Second thing on drugs, the 19 million drug. For some reason, all of us here will come and sit on this kind of platform. We don't discuss the 100, the 300. We don't discuss the 19 million no more. What happened to the first guys? What happened to the first 19 million? Why are we talking about that, right? So these are things that I want us to talk about. These are things that I wanted to come and hold people to the fire. And the reason why I would start with the heads who are in direct position of those things, the DEA, for example, the NSA, the Liberian National Police, and the Chief Justice, or right, I'm not Chief Justice, but the Justice Minister. These are the people that I want to be calling on, right? And by extension, yes, the president do something. Those are your boys. You put them there. So these are dialogues I want to have, and I think it's great. In very much closing, I want to repeat. If you are an older person, some of us who you are older than, depending how you lived your life in this country, there's something about you that we admire and we yearn for that. Liberia, both from men and female, we have struggled a lot for positive role models from the females, from the males. It's most of our women, not most of our women. I take that back. I want to be very clear here. Some women that I've interacted with, older women, even when you listen to their advice and their girls' children, it's like, really? Even men, some people that hang out with, we talk about, we never talk about things that really help us. So if you are a person in that caliber, say you are a Mata Family, things you say matter. You are not a regular person. So back to the Mata Family close the thing, if we are close, I think of statement she made today was, over the week, was irresponsible, disrespectful to the presidency. I don't care what she said to George Weah or she said to Peter Paul. To the presidency, she also, Master Formula, literally called us Liberians stupid for putting George Weah there, right? She pretty much said we can't read. pretty much, right? Because we let the judge we are. So she has to be very responsible with her statement. Somebody who has lived through all her life on the blood and sweat of Liberian taxpayers should have no place to come and denigrate a system that you have no idea of what it means to work hard for anything that benefits that country besides your personal lifestyle you chose that made you quote unquote famous. And I will close that. But other than that, I respect everybody here today. I think it's a great show, and I would want to come here every time. As long as if I don't have nothing to say, I will keep quiet. If I have nothing to say, you hear me talk.
Thank you. Ria, closing your name and where you calling from?
Thank you, my brother. This is Abraham calling from New Jersey.
Go ahead.
Let me say thanks for you guys, man. You guys are playing your part, man, to be up this time of the night. And yesterday contributed is a wolf commendation, man. Thanks for the effort, guys. But listen, man, I just wanted to point this out. I don't know whether you guys talk about it earlier on in the show with regards to trivializing the threat from the video from those Colombians and so on and so forth. The cartel, they are very dangerous. Just today, there's a leak indictment for those guys already, a court indictment. And within that indictment includes a plane that landed in Liberia 2 years ago, a drug plane, 2024, that left under the cover of darkness. Now, the reason I'm pointing out that plane, if they got the capability to do that in your country up to today's date, it's only been mentioned because you got a drug bust now. But it's in an indictment today that indeed it managed to bring a plane, the first landed in Maryland County, drop off some drugs, and they came at the airport and left surreptitiously. If they have the capability to do that, I don't think people should trivialize their capability of creating harm in our country. More besides, like I stated yesterday, Senator Amara Conner stated on Spawn that on 2 occasions he had drone flown over his house to the point that his security managed to capture it. Up to today's day, there is no explanation about it. Because drone now can be easily weaponized to create harm, and especially an underdeveloped country like Liberia. Don't take it for granted. These people are capable of doing anything. The best thing the security apparatus can do is to put all the security mechanisms in place, but not to be bellicose about things that we will do this and nothing will happen. They are capable of doing a lot. And lastly, let me say thanks to Abraham Toure for the statement about Miata family. Miata family statement was just reckless, and it was completely irresponsible. I'm sorry to say it. It's no disrespect to her. But mind you, if you forget, when Amos Sawyer died, Miata family insulted Musa Belete. She called him criminal in a funeral. Why? Because Musa Belete spoke at her funeral, and her brother, I think, was not allowed to be given such a platform. She took offense to it, and she mentioned Musa Belete's name and that of communal reset. So why they were not that close to former President Sawyer? Why did they allow them to speak? Now, you can be speaking to denigrate people. The lady entirely, she insulted all of those that voted for George Weah by saying that people with common sense, they will not vote for George Weah. Meaning to say all of those educated people that voted for him, they don't have common sense. And I see people passing around talking about, oh, she's an old elderly woman, why people insulting her? They're not insulting her, they're just pointing all the facts. That wasn't fair. But again, there's a history. A father was incarcerated before and charged for treason in our country. So is that a brand new thing in our place? You need to talk about all of those things too. But thanks for the time, my brother.
Thank you. Honorable Pee-wee, take us home.
Oh yes, obviously, and I think I agree with Mr. Conan on that, and that's one of the reasons this evening I really disagree with her, and that's for me, my support, my respect evaporated ever since for her. We're not going to even try to dignify her point. To even state that Ellen had extra ballot, it's someone that's insane when I even say that. No sane person would say that, right? Then even the insane person would not even dare to say that when the process we went to the electoral process, Mr. Weah won the vote. Then you say, oh, Ellen had extra ballot papers and all those things. They're saying Ellen that projected you globally and the rest of that. So, we out to just see, and these are the things that will unfold. If people can account for their stewardship, they want to begin to deflect attention and other things. So that's one of the reasons why she did what she did. That's just quite unfortunate, but she debased her whole line. There's no level of respect anyone should have for her. 78 years has impacted nothing to the country, nothing whatsoever, nothing, zero. So she should stop those things. But from the judge's perspective, today we didn't discuss that. The Boubacar administration dedicated the role, the money common to Banga money common role was the first phase was dedicated today. The president drove from Monrovia, and first he stopped in Banga, met most of those that financed the road, and then they drove to Lofa County in Sarai district, if you will, to dedicate the first phase of the road. But there's a lot of debate ongoing, and we ought to be as people. And I was saying to one of the officials of government today, someone that I due the respect very seriously, that and he said, no, the road, bulk of the road was done. I said, no, Chief. This road from Banga City all the way to Golu was done under the Weah administration. From Golu to Sarai district, the Golu is in the same Sarai district. So from Golu to town from Golu to Sarai town, it's less than 6 kilometers, meaning less than 6. There's 6 miles there about 5 to 6 miles. The Boubacar administration took the road from Golu, the 6 miles. It's 81 kilometers of road from Banga all the way to Sarai, where the road stopped currently, which is 81 miles. The Weah administration, the Boubacar administration may have done probably less than 10 miles of the 81 mile. And then today, I thought they should have during the program. They didn't give, and it's part of what something government would do. I expected them to give credit to the past administration, something that they didn't do. That was not a good thing to do. But again, we did announce today that the second phase of the road project, they did launch that also, that from Sarai town all the way to Konya and Zozo to Yela will be done in the second phase. We look forward to that because the country is backward in terms of road. So any kind of a road development will be celebrated, if you will. That it's a pathway to begin to expose the country economy to a higher height, if you will, a greater height. So we won't commend them for that, but I thought they should have just raised the point to say, okay, the past government did this and through the Kuwaiti fund, and we did this. Here's where the road is now, but they didn't do that. I thought it was quite unfortunate. But be as it may, we collectively just want to see a success story in the country, Mr. Gaiman. But the drug situation quickly. We hope that Mr. Gay is not just talking a bluff talk. They should do that and ensure that those jobs are destroyed. And they should now begin to protect the shores of the country. What we hear in that plane being flying, if it's true, is concerning. So the government will have to come and explain a lot of things, and it should protect the borders of our country. But Madam Former's statement against the former president was utterly disrespectful. I think she will have to apologize for the nonsensical description of the former president. It's quite unfortunate.
Great. Tamale?
It was a great show. And today they had this memorial for Senator Graham. And yeah, what your boy said at the end of his eulogy. He's saying, I quote, I end by saying something very, very special. Lindsay, we love you. God bless you. We'll always be with you. And you are very, very special. President Donald J. Trump. You're very emotional today. My first time seeing you being emotional. Some of you know the guy. It appears as though Lindsay death really touched him, though. But Lindsey Graham, our condolences to his family, and he will join his friend John McCain and other pictures who have gone to great beyond. I would just wish his family the consolence during this time. But look, it was a great show, and happy that our audience continue to expand. I think we are doing well. Keep on. And like I said, everybody getting concerned about this drug issue. I think the government needs to do more. You see, the 26 program was well spent, well organized in Bassa.
But Bassa, what you expect? What you expect, man?
Yeah, I think they were treating it right, but I think
Yes.
On a serious note, the drug issue overshadowed it. That's one of the problems. You see, if we but even national orator last year when Dr. Don spoke, it was all over the place. We had a whole show up about him, but Dr. Burrow talked about the historical context of Liberia so much. He didn't really attack anyone. He just spoke about our heritage. We should remember, and still, but it's not even making the news, not even making the headlines.
Overshadowed.
Yeah, because of the drug issue. And the president, while it's true that they are trying their best on the drug, but yet and still, the movement is very slow. And we're hearing the names of little people, the big names that are being involved. Once I hear these names, and if the president is serious, he will invite the national help to help him to get these people tracked. But for now, I don't know what will happen. But lastly, today, I said today, I won't be surprised, and you can take my word today. If we hear any kind of disturbance in our country, it's coming from the drug issue. I think the push should take it serious. If we hear any kind of disturbance in our country, it's coming from the drug issue. It will come because of the drug issue. And we don't want no more disturbance in the country. We want the government to act fast. I think people said yesterday, somebody said it. The government, if they start to deploy the military now, maybe say, okay, you're getting involved. Work side by side with the DEA. We'll understand. But right now, I don't think we have the necessary logistics or whatever they need to combat these drug forces. If, as I said again, that video, the video may be real, but what the characters, those involved, I don't think they are real drug cartel people, because they won't tell you say brown money back. Drug cartel don't tell you say brown $2 million back. They pin up for the boat. They will not say brown money back, brown drugs back. They don't say these things. They come after you. They go after
that
you.
video fake. That's so many.
Sam Gates is real, right?
Sam Gates is
I
real.
want to believe that video period is not real. The characters involved.
Are they Colombians?
That's what I'm trying to say. The video is said may be real, but the characters involved.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, different people acting.
You I can watch drugs too. The drug law will tell you say my bring $2 million back. They don't do that kind of thing. Bring our drug back. They don't do that kind of thing.
Out of 400 million, is it $2 million back? The main interest is drugs.
So, but my fear is right now, if that quantity of drugs is seized, that people behind it, enough of that thing. And those people behind it, they're not going to arrest people who connected to, they'll call names. They will call names and will lead to the public. So they better get serious. If they're serious, trust me, with the next you go yell from our bro because of drug issue. So Mr. Gamer, we all have responsibility to talk, make calls, investigate, dig deeper, let's find out what's happening. Because it's getting to be serious. And we must put a stop to it. And let me confirm, I finally got a confirmation on August 4th, the leader of the Attorney National Congress will be our guest. Mr. Cummings will be our guest on August 4th on the closing argument. He'll be our special guest. So you start getting ready and to ask him the questions that we need to ask him and engage with him. So that's it. Thank you, Mr. Gamer.
Okay, August 4th will be not this coming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. Yeah, okay. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Look, I know we all had different, but look, one of the best things that the management of closing argument have done, and it is just allowing the people to call in and express themselves no matter how long, for the folks to say our platform is the only platform in the country that does that. Means we have no fear. As long as you do it within the rules, you can come here and even pray for us.
When the
man pray for Joma Jali, he said, please help them so they can be good people. Take the anger out of them. Thank you very much, guys. Let's see you. Let's do it again tomorrow.
Okay.
God
Okay.
bless.
Good night, guys.
I will pray for you.